I'm a little nervous about Texas. Um, Again, shout out to Florida. Florida, you guys are awesome. Love it. Florida is the gold standard. Florida is the gold standard. To all my Floridians out here, I love y'all. Florida has held it down. Florida has held it down. You guys are killing it. So shout out to y'all. And oh man, I hope we can flip Virginia. I'm a Virginia voter. If you guys don't know, I live in VA. I live in Northern Virginia, by the way, which is majority blue. So hopefully we can flip Virginia. Woo, that would be amazing. Shout out to all the Trump supporters out there on the TikTok land. Listen, hit the link in the bio if you want to join in on the live. But shout out to that. Um, I hope we can flip Virginia. Virginia would be great if we can do that. So let's see what they're saying.
Now, including and especially at the presidential level here. Let's just start because so many race calls have been made this hour already. We're still very fresh in the hour. Let's go through them right now. All right, we do have race calls for the president. This now in South Carolina, Trump beating Harris there.
Come on, South Carolina.
Palmetto State. If we can
well
keep going
done.
as well. Trump with Florida, take a look at that. 30 electoral votes in the Republican column there. Trump winning Florida yet again like he did in 2020 over Harris with around 87% of estimated votes. Kind of the AP calling this for Trump. Trump will win Florida there as well. In the meantime, though, we do have a race call on the eastern seaboard, Massachusetts going for Kamala Harris. Harris getting Massachusetts's 11 electoral votes. Moving back down south to Mississippi, this going for Donald Trump, former President Trump, getting Mississippi's 6 electoral votes there.
Mississippi?
In Mississippi.
Well
so,
done.
like I said, a lot of these race calls coming in just at the top of this hour here.
So we got Florida, South Carolina, Mississippi. I mean, I like where we're going here. I like where we're going. So we got to keep it going. We got to keep. Whoo! I'm nervous. All right, they got the map up. So let's listen to what they have to say.
Called in Trump's favor. Now, you're going to see some lighter shades of red. Georgia, that's one of those key battlegrounds that we're watching.
That means Georgia.
That it's leaning in Trump's favor. Let's pull up. So right now, Trump actually has a 14-point lead over Harris, and that's with 36% of the votes counted. So with just over a third of the votes counted so far, Trump maintains a 14% lead in one of the key battleground states. Let's check out another key battleground state. This is North Carolina, the Tar Heel state, where Harris is above right now. Harris has an 8-point lead over Donald Trump. We do know that those are the battlegrounds that we're tracking. We're Pennsylvania, and yeah, let's focus in on some of these other ones. So we're getting preliminary, very preliminary results, I will say. Pennsylvania.
Hey, I appreciate
Some consider this to be the biggest prize out of them all. The easiest path to victory for both Trump and Harris is through Pennsylvania. Only 5% of those votes have been tallied so far. There's still a lot to go. The early returns are favoring the Democrats. Harris has a 50-point lead up on Trump right now. Some say that there's something called the blue mirage. Sometimes we see that early votes can be tabulated first. Sometimes those can favor Democrats. They call that the blue mirage in some cases. There's some states where a red mirage could be possible as well. So it's possible that that's what we're seeing in these very early minutes in Pennsylvania. And while you have me here, Andrew, let's also take a look at Michigan. That's one of these other battlegrounds. Only 2%. Can only stress, this is very preliminary data, but so far, Harris with just about almost a 50-point lead over Trump right now. So are there any bellwethers from any of this data, Andrew? Of course not. It's way too early. We're going to be waiting for quite some time as they tabulate results in some of those bigger counties. Specifically, we're going to be watching the Detroit area. That's where so many of those votes come from in Michigan.
How long do y'all think this will take? How long do you think it'll take for them to get the final results? It should be tonight. It should be tonight, but we'll see. I need this to be a big red wave. That's what I need it to be. We got to get my man Don in office. So we got to do. So, but happy election night. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting all year for this. We've been waiting the past 4 years for this. Ever since Biden got in office, I've been waiting for this day. So we can get that man out. But it's crazy because we've been waiting to get Biden out, and now he's not even running for election. It's Kamala. Let's see. So Oklahoma.
Electoral votes. Harris getting Maryland there in her electoral college tally, 10 electoral votes.
Freaking Maryland.
For Harris. And to Austin Westfall's point, a lot of results coming in there in Georgia, also in Pennsylvania, and in Michigan. All right, we do have a race call in Tennessee here.
Tennessee, let's go.
Votes going
Tennessee.
to the Trump column there for
okay,
Republicans.
Tennessee. Okay.
There in Tennessee. In the meantime, speaking of Tennessee, Austin, we do want to bring into the conversation more of our experts, analysis, and reporters who cover this election day in and day out, or at least have. That's including the New York Post's Cameron Arcand. He joins me. Cameron, good to see you here. So give us a sense.
Good job, Tennessee.
Yes, we've gotten a lot of race calls in for.
Good job, Tennessee. Love to hear it. Where my Tennessee folks at? If you're from Tennessee, shout out to you. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Georgia's close. Georgia and PA, man. We got to get that. So if y'all, well, should be about wrapped up now. So we'll see what happens. But it seems like we're on the right path. It seems like we're on the right path. I'm not sure. I'm not getting too cocky right now. I'm not getting too cocky. Seems like we're getting there on the right path. So let's just keep it going. Y'all know what happened last time. Y'all know what happened last time. Late at night. That's when things got fishy. So I'm not getting too happy. Not getting too happy right now, but I will take it. We just gotta flip. Just gotta flip some of these like VA and PA. And then you guys know me. I already have a celebratory cigar on deck for this. So let's just go ahead and make it happen, man. Thank you, Kimmy. I hope we got this. I really do. Everybody that's on the TikTok live, shout out to y'all. There's a link in the bio to my YouTube page. If you want to go on to YouTube, you can go ahead and hit the link. There's a live where you can hear everything and see a video of what I'm talking about. Let's see what else they're talking about.
Ways these people died of. And so we'll see a different impact in different states and in terms of how that plays out. But I think the key here is for people to be patient. And if you see a close margin, you see that margin flip, keep an eye on terms of what those ballots are coming in those ballot drops.
Yeah, that's such a good point, Cameron.
Almost we're like trying to
the
be
object
patient.
In the mirror isn't as close as it would appear, or is as close as it would appear here. So, yes, I think a lot of people are kind of just keeping their powder dry on that one, knowing that some of these results you got to take with a grain of salt right now because they come in piecemeal. But we do have our electoral college tally, if we can just bring that up here.
All right.
I was told by my executive producer that in 2020, at this very same point in the night, the tally was identical
make it happen.
To then and now, 2020 to 2024. At this point in the night, you see it there in the lower left-hand portion of your screen, 95 for Trump, 35 for Harris. It is really, really early so far. We have vantage points as well, though, inside of the Trump election night watch party there in West Palm Beach.
I wish
we
I
also
could
have vantage points outside on the campus of Howard University in the nation's capital.
That would be awesome.
At the Harris Walls ticket. So wanted to get all this in. I think that was a kind of a good pausing moment. Let's take a quick commercial break, you guys. Austin Westfall, Cameron.
Okay, so they're going to commercial. So obviously, shout out people that's on the TikTok. Hit the link in the bio. Come check it out on the live with me right here. We got Georgia, Trump leading so far in Georgia. I love it. My Georgians. Is that how you say it? Is that how y'all say it? My Georgians. Keep it up. Michigan, man. I don't know what's going on over there. What's going on in Michigan? Like, I wish I could hear from somebody in Michigan. What's going on? Now they got Pennsylvania here, 73% to Pennsylvania. But that's the Senate in Ohio. Shout out to West Virginia for getting it done. Jim Justice getting it done. Freaking Loudoun County. Sorry, Loudoun County is near me. Loudoun County is near me. And shout out to my boy, Officer Lou, on the tweets. Officer Lou, if you can see this, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. He's like doing great with the updates. So shout out to him. But Loudoun County, one of the counties here that's more liberal in favor of Harris. So by like 17 points. But that's just one county. So this happens to be one of the bigger ones. Hey. How's everybody doing? I see y'all. Like I said, hit the link in the bio. You can follow me on the tweets. If you have Twitter, I'm going live on Twitter at Mr. Willis23, or hit the link in the bio to hit the YouTube. I'm sweating too. I'm nervous, man. I really would like to flip Virginia if I can, but I'm nervous. Everybody's sweating. Everybody's nervous. Everybody, we're all going to be up all night. We're all going to be up all night. I just feel it.
You have sources within the campaign. How are they feeling tonight? We have a live picture inside their election night watch party. We have some reporting as well from Fox News Digital. Who have you spoken to there tonight?
There is definitely a sense of cautious optimism from the Trump campaign when it comes to the outcome tonight. I think there is definitely still a push to make sure that these votes get counted, because keep in mind, they had a massive early voting push, and you saw that in a lot of states.
What's going on here? I don't know what happened to the live stream. We'll pause on that for a second. Lost audio here. So see if I can get it back up. Freaking mouse. There we go. All right. See if we can get it back up and running.
People who voted early did not cannibalize Election Day voting. Based on network exit polling, Trump campaign officials saying Trump is doing better with female voters than Harris is doing with male voters. Also, they
I'm not
say
going to sleep
GOP
tonight.
turnout in Philadelphia
probably.
is high,
So,
where Trump was
I'll be
successful
right there
in
with you.
2016 and 2020, like South Philly and Northeast Philly. Also, they say rural turnout for Republicans is, quote unquote, through the roof. They say exit polling has a very, quote, anti-incumbent mood here. So this is to be expected, from some of these campaign officials, Austin, going into election night. They want to project confidence here. That seems like what you're getting from some of these quotes obtained by Fox News Digital on the Trump side.
That's right. And if we can, I want to bring Cameron back in because I want to ask him a little bit about his state. We've been talking all day about the 7 battleground states. I said earlier today the easiest path to victory for Harris would be the blue wall: Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, 1 in Nebraska. The easiest for Trump would be North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. That's the path of least resistance for both candidates. Notice I didn't mention your state, Cameron. How does Arizona play into this? What if the path of least resistance is not the way it plays out with these states? How does Arizona fit into the equation?
Well, Arizona fits into this equation where we backed Trump in 2016, but backed Biden in 2020. I'm going to read you a text that I got earlier today from the GOP chairwoman. She says she feels great. She says they feel like they were unified and voted early and on the big day. She told me this weekend on a phone call that they did not cannibalize those votes from Election Day to early voting. And how does this play a role into this? We also have in Arizona a unique situation with independent voters who make up about 1/3 of our registered voters in the state. We're also looking at those disaffected, more moderate Republicans and seeing how they're voting. I want to point this stat out. Nikki Haley, before she dropped out of the primary.
And by the way, what's going on with North Carolina, by the way? I used to think that North Carolina was pretty conservative. I don't know what's going on with North Carolina right now. So I don't know how many votes have been counted just yet, but just curious about that. That's all. Interesting. It's very interesting.
I bring you out to some of these live events that we have at the moment here. Austin and I and Cameron were talking about Arizona specifically, major issues put to Arizona voters on the ballot, like immigration, like abortion. Same with Florida, though. We are getting some of these reactions from some of the candidates there in Florida, including, remember, that key Senate.
I keep seeing some of these maps on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. That Trump is pretty much is favored to win. That's what I'm seeing. It's just too close, right? It's just too close. Michigan ain't looking good. Ohio, I don't know what Ohio's looking like. Like I said, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. Wish they would bring up the map. I wish I could have. Sarah. I wonder if there's a live map that updates. How y'all feeling though? How y'all feeling? Like I said, I'm nervous. So, okay. Check it out. That's the kind of the map right now. What the heck? Now I'm looking at the map. Need North Carolina. Look at Virginia. Virginia's looking kind of purplish, looking reddish right here. Virginia's looking red. Georgia. I like that. Maybe we can flip. If we can flip Virginia. Whew. If we can flip Virginia. Oh my goodness. That would be something. So that's a live look right now. Let me refresh it. That's a live look right now. If I can get North Carolina, it says, but it's only about like 0.4% Kamala is leading in North Carolina. So come on, let's get these votes coming in. Let's keep them coming in. VA, Trump is up. Trump is up by 49.3% or by 0.3%. Sorry, it's 49.3 to 49. So I don't know, man. I'm not getting too excited. Let's see. Let's see what they're saying.
Of the hour here on this election night, 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 there on the East Coast, as we continue to track some of these results and bring you these live events, live, raw, and unfiltered here. We do have this as well. This is a live vantage point inside of Senator Rick Scott's election night watch party. We're expecting Scott very, very soon here to give his victory speech. We just heard from his Democratic opponent, Debbie Mucarsel-Powell. She conceded the race to Rick Scott there, and this is the breakdown we have in the results according to the Associated Press right now. You can see there the race was called about an hour ago, and so Republicans breathing somewhat of a sigh of relief.
I'm gonna go back here. So like I said, it's really close in North Carolina, really close. VA is looking real good. Man, I hope we can flip Virginia, man. That's 13 electoral votes right there. I'm sorry, I'm tweeting. Just tweeting right now. I really hope we can flip Virginia. I really hope we can flip Virginia. It would be great. That would be something. So these are, like, I keep refreshing because this is a live update, and I'm gonna keep. Ooh, North Carolina's turning. North Carolina's turning. Oh, it's tie. It's tie in North Carolina. 49.5 to 49.5. 49.5 to 49.5 in North Carolina. Oh, we're getting there. We are getting there. Let's see. Oh, it jumped up a little bit higher, 49.6% to 48.8% in VA. Oh, Georgia, 55.1 to 44.3. So, hey, we're moving right along here. We are moving right along. So here.
We're seeing finally that they're being called. No surprises there so far. We're still hearing for more results from battleground states like Michigan and Pennsylvania. Preliminary results coming in from those states. But nonetheless, Andrew, that race call, not a surprise.
All right, and Anna, let's get back to some of the Harris campaign, I guess, the vibes within headquarters there on the campus of Howard University here. What does Harris need to do if she has the momentum to maintain that momentum? And what have they done in the last 4 or 5 days to shore up any support here?
Again, yeah, what the Harris campaign has done is it's very similar to Trump's, but they had the closing message at the alerts on Tuesday.
Anna, sorry to cut you off here. We do have Rick Scott at his election night watch party. We'll get to that question and answer in just a moment here. Let's listen.
Come on, give me some good news.
Well, Florida, we did it.
Okay. So that's just Florida. I'm gonna go back to the map. I'm gonna go back to the map here so we can keep updating. PA looking like? I just don't see what percentage of the vote? 8%. Okay, 8% of the vote in PA. So, okay, you know what I mean? Okay. Actually, I'm gonna take this off. Let's end this. Put this right here.
Let's go test.
Okay, sorry, I'm just setting up I got a lot of stuff going on here. I got a lot of messages coming in. Again, I want to say shout out to my guy, Officer Lou, on the Twitter. He's updating all the information that you guys need. Please go follow him on the tweets. He's going to hook you up. He's going to hook you up with all the information. He's got it going on, man. So he's a fellow Virginian like myself. So shout out to him. Go follow him. He's updating. If you guys want some quick updates, he's got it going on up there. People are texting me all. People are texting me about Virginia. So can we do it? Can Virginia do it? It would be wonderful if we can get Virginia, North Carolina, and Georgia. This whole little part, we can get Ohio. Trump is leading in Ohio 50.6% to 48.7%. That's 17 electoral votes. If we can get this whole little section right here, I mean, we're going to be in some serious business. We're going to be in some serious business if we can do that. So Virginia, Trump is leading by 40. It's like a 0.3% VA. So I need VA to flip. I need VA to flip. Let's flip this state. North Carolina, Trump is up 51.4% to 47.7%. All right, in Georgia, 55.1% to 44.3%. That's 16 electoral votes. North Carolina, 16 electoral votes. VA is 13 electoral votes. Ohio, we can get that's 17 electoral votes. So I mean, if we can flip VA, sorry, I'm a VA resident, and everybody's in here right now. Shout out to the live. Shout out to the live. Hit the link in my bio. You can go to the YouTube, and I'm doing a live stream of what's going on. Let's go back to, they're still talking about Florida on Fox. So again, I was nervous. I'm nervous going in tonight. Happy election night. I need to get these results by the end of the night, but I'm not trying to get ahead of myself on here. I am not. That's not what I'm trying to do. Not trying to do. So let's just keep it going. Like I said, I got my celebratory cigar here. In case, we get the answers we want, get the votes we want, to make it happen. So I'm monitoring live. Like I said, shout out to everybody that's here on the talks. Shout out to you. Like I said, hit the link in the bio if you want to come in on the YouTube live. You can follow me on Twitter if you prefer to watch the live on the tweets or X. Mr. Willis 23. That's all you got to type in, Mr. Willis 23. So be to go ahead and make this happen. Right now, as the electoral votes, the road to 270, Trump is 101 to Harris is 71. That's who they're talking about on Fox. Like I said, you guys hit the link in the bio. You can see what I'm watching right here. I'm watching Fox News, by the way. You guys have been watching Fox News. So they're just talking about the Senate race right now, which we need to take the Senate back as well. We'll take the Senate back, but I'm glad everybody went out and voted and did their duty. So shout out to everybody that did what they were supposed to do. We need to take this country back. We really need to do. Let's see what they're saying. I'm not too worried about New Jersey. Okay, got a race call. So Kamala gets Illinois. Where is it? So electoral votes right now, still Donald Trump has 101. Kamala Harris has 71.
That was to be expected, right?
Yeah, no surprises so far. Let's take a look at our bar. It's been filling in 71, as you mentioned, to 101 with Trump. We're starting to see, though, and this gives us a little bit more context. The lighter shades are some of the more interesting ones, specifically in the battlegrounds of Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. Let's very briefly just look at what little information we have out of Michigan. So with 7% of the vote in so far, we do see Harris with a 14% advantage in Michigan. Pennsylvania, only 12% of the votes have been tallied so far. And right now, Harris has a sizable lead. Looks like she's got a 40-point lead right now. That very well could be one of those blue mirage situations that we were just discussing very early on in the tabulation cycle. North Carolina, let's go to the Tar Heel state here. Let's see what they're working with. They have a fifth of the votes in, 20% of the votes in North Carolina. And Trump right now has about an 8-point lead over Harris with a fifth of the votes tallied finally. Let's hit Georgia. And it looks like we have Trump up with an 11-point advantage. That's with over half of the votes.
Okay,
tallied.
Georgia.
So Trump with an 11-point lead in a battleground state. We don't know exactly which ballots were being tabulated in that. We, again, don't know if this is a red mirage, if you will. We will be waiting to see more results as they come in. There you see on your screen right there, Georgia, 52% of this state has been called. Georgia was so important. It actually had a record number of early voters. It was so robust that a top official told the Associated Press that the big day could look like a ghost town at the polls. Biden became the first Democrat to take that state since Bill Clinton in 1992. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, guys.
I think Trump is going to win this.
And Anna,
so I got asked. Shout out to your comment, man. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Trek, do I think Trump is going to win it? Yes, I do think he's going to win it. Am I nervous? Yes, I'm also nervous because nothing's final. So I'm a person that I don't get happy until the results are final. I don't get happy until the results are final. So yeah, he can lead right now. And then 2 hours from now, we'll all be like, yo, what happened? That's what happened to all of us because we all went to sleep in 2020 and woke up with all these new ballots that came in out of nowhere. Truckloads that came in from nowhere. So yes, I think Trump is going to win. Am I still nervous? Yeah. So thank you for the question. I appreciate it. Let me go back to the map. So I'm gonna go back to the map here while they're doing some live coverage of I don't know what they're doing. Some people dancing around on stage. I don't know what that was. I guess that was the Kamala watch party. They got people dancing around on stage and performing. What are we doing right now? Why are we performing? Why are we performing? I don't get that. But Kamala's campaign have never ran anything right, so I'm not surprised. Exactly. It's why are we dancing around on stage? I don't know what that was. I had to turn it off. I don't know. Maybe that's a sign of things to come for them. That I don't know. I don't know what that was. So we got to see the updates. 49.4 to 48.9 in Virginia. 43% reported. So come on, VA. I'm from VA. I already did my part. You guys already know what it is. You guys already know what I did. So come on, VA. Let's go ahead and flip. Let's go ahead and flip that and reverse it. 52.9 to 46.1 in North Carolina. My Georgians, 55.2 to 44.2. Shout out to all my Georgians out there. Texas, Texas to me is traditionally red, but 52.5 to 46.2 out in Texas. Let's look at Missouri. Missouri, 57.6 to 41.6 out in Mizzou. So, and then we got North Dakota. Trump is only 2% reported there, but he has a sizable lead so far. PA is still, it's almost like a 40-point lead in PA Kamala has. So, but let's see how many votes are accounted for so far. PA, only 12% of the votes counted so far in PA. So maybe we still got a little bit of time for that. Hey, Trek, yeah. It's a very red map. It's a very red map so far. Very red map so far. So that means we all knew the mission and we all got it done. We all knew the mission and we all got it done. Well, not yet, but we're getting it done. I'll say that. So I'm gonna keep it up. Let's see what Fox is saying. Let's see what Fox. Oh, they're still talking about nothing, and he didn't get the map back up. I'm just over here watching this map like crazy. Whew. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling over there? Are y'all feeling pretty confident? Like, how y'all feeling? Like, it feels good right now, but I don't know. I get nervous for later in the night. I get nervous for later in the night when everybody's asleep. It's about to be 9 o'clock. So I get nervous later in the night. But I mean, the map is looking pretty red right now, I will say. Hey, Marie, finish that bottle, but not yet. We gotta celebrate. We gotta save that for the celebration, Marie. Save that for the celebration. Not yet. I'm just sipping. I got my little drink here. Save it for the celebration. Again, shout out to everybody in the TikTok world. Appreciate you joining the live stream. But if you want to see the video that I got going on, just hit the link in my bio. It'll bring you straight to the YouTube page, and you can watch. Let's see what Fox is talking about. I don't know what this is.
That I've been on over the last 7 years. Most people would think you'd been crazy to do it in the first place. Dear, what do you think about that?
No, it's good.
Okay. All I can tell you is 7 years ago in August, when I declared to run for the U.S. Senate, there weren't many believers. And even...
So they're talking, one of the Senate runners are talking about that. Let me go back to the map. I'm just closely monitoring this map, and So Indiana, that's for Trump. Kentucky. So let's just break down what states that Trump has won already. So Florida, shout out to my Floridians. You guys make the thing work. Florida is the standard. All my Floridians, Florida is the standard. Trying to update. VA still close. So Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, all for Trump. All for Trump. Okay. Yes, sir, Trek. We all have a drink, and we're just waiting. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. Okay. Sorry. I had somebody spamming on here, but I got them out. I had just spammers on here. People are just haters. They were spamming on the TikTok. So let me finish going on and see. I'm just, the percentages still pretty close in Virginia. 44% of the votes accounted for. North Carolina. Trump is up 54% to 45.1% in North Carolina. Okay. Only 25% of the counts or the votes accounted for. So we're making some strides here. Still Georgia 52.1 to 47.3. See if it got any closer. 1% closer in PA. So not what I want from PA, but so we'll keep watching. Like I said, if you guys aren't, let me check what's going on the tweets. Sometimes tweets update faster than the actual news, right? So, oh, by the way, if you are still in line anywhere, please stay in line. Just stay there, for real. Stay in line. Let your voice be heard. Let your vote count. Stay in line, okay? If Trump could flip one of these states, North Carolina or Virginia, that'll be something. Let me check here. Still the same. So let's see what Fox is. Fox still talking about nonsense. So, I guess we can all take a breather for a second. I just feel like, in a couple of hours, stuff's going to be hitting us fast. So I feel like in a couple of hours, and they could all hit us all at once. Okay, let's see. See what Fox is talking about. They're still talking about nothing. Ooh, I guess we're kind of at a lull right now. We're at a pause. right now. So I'm just tracking percentages right now. Tracking percentages right now. It looks like Trump has went up a little bit in Virginia. It looks like Trump has went up a little bit in Virginia, 49.6 to 48.7. But then again, Virginia has 45% of the votes accounted for. So 26% in North Carolina, 54.2 to 44.8. And in Georgia, those are kind of the states I'm looking for. Oh, in Ohio, 45% of the votes accounted for in Ohio. So we're almost at 50 cent. 50%. I said 50 cent. I said 50 cent. 50% of the votes accounted for in Ohio. 52% to 47.3%. My man Don Trump, at least so far. So let's see if Fox is talking about. All right, Fox is back up, talking some common sense.
There, Mark Robinson, there was that bombshell report that discussed some of his alleged online postings from over a decade ago on an adult web forum. He already had an uphill battle before that scandal came out. Once the scandal came out, he stopped being invited to Trump events when he was in that state. Mark Robinson's campaign basically floundered at that point. North Carolina, let's pull up some of these results and let's zoom in so that we can see how this thing played out. Josh Stein, he's the AG in the state. He will be the next governor. He's going to be succeeding Governor Roy Cooper, who was term limited. So Josh Stein going to be moving into the governor's mansion there. He won by a margin of about 8 points. North Carolina, that's a fascinating one. I want to keep it moving here because
North Carolina got a new governor, and it's a Democratic governor, so we're not too excited about that.
Only real toss-up gubernatorial race that we were following. 32% of the votes counted so far, and Kelly Ayotte, the Republican, so far has exactly a 2-point lead over Joyce Gregg. Looks like there's still a lot of ballots to be counted in that competitive gubernatorial race. We'll keep you posted. I think we have some props to get to.
Yeah, that's right. So we have now a resolution to the North Carolina gubernatorial contest that got so much attention with those bombshell reports about some of Mark Robinson's alleged online behavior. This is the election night watch party for Robinson's supporters here, Austin. So if we see any campaign staffers or Robinson himself take to the podium there, we'll bring this live as well. So that's a live vantage point we have coming to us from North Carolina. We also have a live vantage point coming to us from New Jersey. We're expecting Senator-elect Andy Kim.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised that California being pretty much blue. Californians are, for the most part, not everybody there. And those who aren't Democrats that live in California, I'm sorry that you guys live there, but I know you guys did what you could do. Black Lives Do MAGA. Thank you. Shout out to you. It's my talk. Let's see what they're talking
Florida
about.
Amendment 3, Austin, to legalize marijuana in the state. 91% of estimated votes counted.
Legalize marijuana, I guess.
Austin, you see there.
You know, and this is fascinating, Andrew.
So there you go, Florida. All right, let's check the map again. So I'm going to check this map again. I'm going to keep flipping back and forth to map. I'm flipping back and forth on the tweets because the tweets, man, they update faster than anything. I think, see what I'm getting right here. Shout out to my man, Malcolm Flex. Follow him on the tweets. Good dude to follow. I'm going to be as swole as him one day. It says Trump is trending upward in PA and in Nevada. So again, we got a long night. We got a long night. A long, long night. Let's see where we at in PA. So he was at 31. So now he's at 34.1% in PA. Only 15% of the votes accounted for. So Trump's still up a little bit, almost halfway with the votes accounted for in Virginia, 49.7 to 48.6 in favor of Trump. Oh, just got an update here. We got an update here. Look at that. So North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, all for Trump. So Trump now has 120 and Harris has 99 electoral votes on the road to 270. So, okay, we're moving in the right direction. We are moving in the right direction. Everybody's telling me that Virginia's already been called. Two restrictions. I get two restrictions on my live. Who is it? Visibility. Oh my God. Okay. They said VA didn't flip. I'm trying to see here. I don't see it just yet. They say VA didn't. They're telling me VA didn't flip. That's what they're telling me. Let's see.
Let's go to New Jersey right now. Congressman, the Democrat Andy Kim, giving a victory speech there in New Jersey, winning his Senate race. Let's watch.
I know that many of you took risks to join this campaign. You had people doubt your choice to join this campaign. You worked long hours and struggled and stressed about the challenges we confronted. I hope you take pride in this moment. Whoever says young people don't care about politics haven't met the young people that are the engine, power.
Don't really care about that. I'm looking for. Maybe you guys know. Can you guys tell me if Virginia stayed blue or not? Because I'm looking at here and people said it's turned blue, but I'm not sure. Did Virginia go back blue? Trying to see. I don't see anything yet, but I'm getting Connie. What's up, Connie? Hey, how you doing? What's up? From what I see, Virginia is still looking red. Now, people are telling me that it went back blue. I'm not sure where y'all seeing this at, and maybe it has. I don't know, but it looks like Virginia is still somewhat red at this point, with 48% reporting. Doing well, family's doing well. Pray for us, pray for the family. We pray for y'all. Hope it's all going well. Shout out to Ohio, by the way. Ohio's looking pretty red so far. So shout out to Ohio. And let's make America great again. You got it. I'll tell everybody that you said hi. So I'm pressing the refresh button like no other. I'm pressing the refresh. I'm pressing the refresh button every 2 seconds. So what's Texas looking like? Did Texas go red? Did Texas go red? 56% of voting. Did we get Texas? I think. Well, Texas Rebel just joined in. Texas, did we get Texas? It looked like we did. It looks like we got Texas. Oh my God. Connie, thank you. Texas is red. Texas is red. I should just bring Connie on here and just have her do it live with me. I should bring you up on here if you want. If you want to chat it up, come on in. Shout out to Texas. Shout out to my Texas folks. Let me flip it back to Fox and see what they're talking about. They're still talking about nothing. Fox, I need you to get back to the map. I need you to get back to the map. Get back to the map. Okay. Fox talking, doing a lot of this. What I'm hearing is, Connie, you're the guy right now. You're the guy. You give me some good stuff. You're the guy. What I'm hearing right now is Texas and Ohio are red. Shout out to y'all. I'm trying to update this freaking map. Texas, Ohio, PA. And Fox is still talking about nothing. So they're still talking about nothing. So I'm waiting. What is this? Looks like Wyoming is for Trump now. Okay. So I really hope we can flip VA. I really did. This thing isn't up. I think I need to get. Okay, so according to Daily Wire, how long was this ago? This was 6 minutes ago on Daily Wire. 6 minutes ago on Daily Wire. 194 to 95 on the electoral votes. So we need to get to 270. So trying to get these updates as fast as I can. So I'm working, guys. I'm working. I'm trying. I'm a small town guy. I don't have a bunch of media crew to back me up. So I'm just I'm just out here just as concerned as y'all, man. That's what Fox is saying. Fox is still on nothing. So I'm still waiting for updates. Like I'm clicking refresh like no other. So right now, oh, there we go. Looks like Ohio is for Trump. So shout out to my Ohio folks. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Ohio. Nice work. I don't know what y'all call yourselves. Ohioans, something like that. Ohioans, is that what y'all call yourselves? Ohioans. Shout out to y'all for getting it done out there. So we got Ohio. Again, I think we got Texas too. I don't know why this map isn't updating like I wanted to. But shout out to Ohio for getting it done. Let's see what Fox is saying. They got back the map. Let's see.
Over Vice President Harris, Trump getting 8 electoral votes out of Louisiana. Louisiana staying in the red column here. Also, we do have more of these election results coming into the South Dakota here. 3 electoral votes going to Donald Trump here. This race just being called within the last couple of minutes here. We also have more, another Dakota here. We have a North Dakota race called there. So both Dakotas going into the Republican column for Donald Trump there. 3 electoral votes for Trump in North Dakota. Harris,
what's up, Jason? Shout out to you.
This predominantly red state
Florida.
There in North Dakota. So moving on to Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska District 1. Nebraska is somewhat of an interesting, peculiar state in the way they count their electoral votes. It's not a winner-take-all state there. Harris up on Trump with around 31% of estimated votes counted, 57 to 42 there. And Austin Westfall joining me here in the Live Now newsroom as well, commenting, responding to some of these race calls and results coming in. We have Nebraska District 2. This is Omaha. That's that congressional district here. 1 electoral vote there is up for grabs. And Harris over Trump 61 to 38 there with 46% of estimated votes counted. Also Nebraska District 3, Trump over Harris. This is like the rest of Nebraska, central and western.
How does Nebraska
here.
work, by the way?
And you see there 10% of estimated votes counted. Trump up on Harris, almost 2 to 1 there. So wanted to get in some of these numbers. Now, all of Nebraska has 5 electoral votes. Austin, let's talk about Nebraska here. Why does it all have 5 votes there?
Yeah, it's a little deceptive, Andrew.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're talking about here is 2 of the electoral votes out of those 5 go for the entirety of the state's popular vote. That's how they determine 2 of those votes. The other 3 votes are split between the 3 congressional districts in Nebraska. Each one gets 1 electoral vote. The second one specifically is going to be part of Kamala Harris's easiest path to the presidency. If she gets that 1 electoral vote in Nebraska District 2, as well as the blue wall states, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, that would give her the presidency, as long as all of the 43 other non-ballot way that they expect them to fall. You just gave us a lot of data. Here's what that means for our electoral college. What that means for our electoral college tally. Right now Harris is at 99, Trump at 177. Here is how the map is filling in. You see a lot of these states that we expected to go red, they're being called as soon as the polls are closing, because the Associated Press knows that these are going to be reliably red. They're going to be dominated
finally
really
got the map
by
up.
Republican voters. We see Texas going red, Oklahoma, Georgia, and let me just say that none of the battleground states have been called so far. Let's talk about Nebraska, because Nebraska is interesting. It's these little tiny dots here off to the corner. You see Nebraska has District 1, 2, and 3. Maine has a similar dynamic where their electoral votes, 2 of them go to the state at large, and then both of their congressional districts each get 1 congressional vote each. So those 2 states, they operate a little bit differently than the rest of them. Ohio going red, and let's zoom in here, because Ohio's interesting, Andrew. I mean, we've been following elections, and Ohio used to be that prototypical swing state. Not anymore. Look at the results. The AP with just
Shout out to Ohio, by the way.
50% of the vote tallied
Shout out to my Ohio
says that
folks.
Trump's going to take this state with about a 9-point lead. That's just with over 50% of the vote counted. Ohio's interesting, not so much because of the presidency. We expected it to go that way. Let's switch over to our Senate map here, and let's look at how Sherrod Brown and Bernie Moreno's race is going. So this is fascinating because Moreno does have the edge over the incumbent Democrat, Sherrod Brown, right now. But you see the difference. There's a lot less room between these two candidates than there was between Harris and Trump. Trump had a much more commanding lead at this point compared to Moreno over Sherrod Brown. This is one of those Senate seats that will decide the balance of power in the upper chamber of the House. You see there that over 1.5 million votes have been cast for Bernie Moreno, just under 1.5 million votes so far have been cast for Sherrod Brown. As I've been mentioning, both parties have been sweating this race out. A lot of money has been pouring into this race. I'm curious to see if this is the last true example of Ohio being a battleground. It certainly looks like this race is a tight one, Andrew.
Yeah, that's right. So many resources put into the Senate race there in Ohio by Republicans and Democrats alike. And to your point, yes, Ohio has been called for Donald Trump. So we just brought you a lot of race calls for Trump. We do have a race call as well, though, in a solidly blue state. That's the Empire State as well for Harris. Let's take a look at this. Harris getting New York's 28 electoral votes there. The Associated Press calling New York for Harris. So we do want to bring into the conversation as well Tom LoBianco at 24 Site. Tom, bear with us here. We have a lot of live events going on right now. Let's stay in New York right now. Democratic Senator out of New York, Kirsten Gillibrand. She's speaking there at her watch party. Let's listen.
With our Cyber Academy, so kids can actually go to college free in exchange for public service as our cyber defenders. That will help us keep our country safer. So we have a lot of work to do, but one of the issues that I think people in New York feel most passionate about is guaranteeing women equality in this country. Making
So we'll go back to here. I'm hearing Virginia is going back blue. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to see for my state.
That's closing in, guys. 54 to 40.
That's not what I wanted to see. That's not what I want. Oh, okay. Well, that's great. That is not what I wanted to see. So, Virginia going blue. I'm not really happy about that. That kind of blows my mood a little bit. Can't lie. I can't lie on that. I'm not happy. I am not happy that Virginia wants to be lame. Man, I tried so hard. And how the heck did Fani Willis win re-election in Georgia? Georgia prosecutor. How did she win? She's a fraud. How did she get back in here? She's a fraud. Well, let's see what Fox is talking about. Are they still talking?
Now to Texas, and the Associated Press is calling Texas for former President Donald Trump. So Trump getting Texas's 40 electoral votes there. This is with 58% of estimated votes counted. And I'm bringing into the conversation Austin Westfall yet again here. So Austin, right now, Texas going to Trump, kind of knew that. New York going for Harris, definitely knew that here. I think right now, and we want to bring in Tom LoBianco, because I think all eyes right now are on this Ohio Senate race, aren't they?
Yeah, all eyes are on the Senate race. And real quick here, just because we mentioned them, no, New York, Texas are not surprising, but nonetheless, they both carry a lot of electoral votes. So now that we see that New York is officially in Kamala's bin, she's at 99. Texas, Trump is at 177. I'm interested to see how this Senate race in Texas plays out as more results come in. I'm also interested, as you said, Andrew, in the Ohio Senate race. And Tom, I'll start with you here. What are the stakes of the Ohio Senate race? So far, we've seen that Trump has a sizable lead over Harris in Ohio, but we don't see that Moreno has the same sizable lead. He has a lead, but not that same sizable lead that Trump had. What do you make of that?
Well, it definitely looks like the Senate is going to be a Republican at the end of all this. That's the one thing feel pretty confident about with some of these early race calls. So that's really important.
Early signs I'm seeing.
How Republican that. If Sherrod Brown's able to hold on, then
VA still might be in play.
Hurts the control
VA
there.
still might be in play.
This is really interesting. This cycle. The split ticket voting. We talked about that before.
So VA still might be in play. Let's see how many still might be in play. So not sure. Sorry about that. North Carolina, 50% as far as I know right now, and Georgia. So I'm trying to Fox ain't talking about anything, man. They're just doing a bunch of Senate stuff. So I don't know. I keep refreshing. Like I said, I'm looking on the tweets. I'm looking everywhere, and it's normal. Sorry, I got everybody blowing my phone up. So as far as I know, VA still pink. All right, VA still pink. I'm trying to see how many of the votes are accounted for. 53% from what I've seen are the votes accounted for right now. Still very close, 49.7 or 48.6, with 53% reporting up in VA. So maybe we could flip it. I'm not sure. North Carolina, 2-point lead pretty much for Trump with 50% of the vote accounted for so far. So VA could be in place still. Shout out to VA. North Carolina, 50%. Trump is at 50.6% of the vote right now. So we'll see. South Carolina's red. Georgia, Trump is at 52.1%. So with 74% of the vote accounted for. So Georgia's looking pretty good, in my opinion. Georgia's looking pretty good. So I'm refreshing like crazy. But shout out to Texas and shout out to Ohio for getting it done. Let's see what Fox has to say. That they're still talking about nothing. So just annoying. Sorry, my phone blowing up. If you guys want to see the live, just go to my YouTube page. I got a live with everything streaming up there. So check it out there. I'm just updating my phone, checking Twitter, checking everything while everything is taking place. So just go ahead to the link if you want to see what I'm showing here. Let's see what Fox is showing. Let me click this again. Let's see what's going on. See what Fox is talking about. Fox is talking about nothing. Again, right now, the road to 270, Trump has 178, Harris has 99. I'm not getting cocky. I'm not getting cocky just yet. I can't do it. I'm scarred from last time. Okay? So I ain't do it. What's up, man? Do I think my boy got it in the bag? I can't say that he has it in the bag yet. Like I said, I'm still nervous. So we'll see what's going on. But the map is looking pretty red so far. I will say that. It's looking pretty red. So I want to keep it that way. From what I'm seeing is that North Carolina has gone red. I'm not sure yet, but that's what I'm seeing. I can't see it on this map here. Fox ain't talking about anything. Just these parties. Looks like Maine. It's only got 1% voting, but it's looking pretty red right now. So I'm flipping as fast as I can. Like I'm all over the place. I'm all over the tree trying to see these maps. So shout out to everybody that's in the live stream. Hit the link in my bio to the YouTube. You can see the live stream and you can see the map. I got the map up. I got Fox News up. I got Twitter up. I got everything up. So I'm just waiting to see as the states come in. I'm telling y'all, if y'all not even watching, you can watch. But I'm looking at Georgia. I'm looking at North Carolina. I'm looking at VA. 55% voted in VA. That accounted for 50% to 48.3 favor of Trump. The number to get is 270. That's the number to get. So Trump has 178. Harris has 99 so far. So, like I said, stuff's going to get pretty interesting here pretty soon, and we'll see. If you guys want to see the whole thing that I got set up here, you can just hit the link, go to the YouTube page, hit the link. You can comment. You can do all that stuff over there. Or follow me on the tweets. The live stream is on Twitter as well as Mr. Willis 23. Just go ahead and head over there. But I'm all over this place. And I'm still nervous, just like everybody else. But I do want to give a shout out to Ohio. Shout out to my peoples in Ohio for getting it done. We know Texas is red, so I'm not even surprised about that. Like I said, I'm looking at VA, NC, and Georgia right now. And I ain't really getting no more updates at this point. So I'm just flipping back and forth. Fox ain't really talking about nothing right now. It's like they're on a commercial break, so they're not really talking about anything right now. So I'm just waiting. I'm just counting down pretty much. We got no updates at this time. Looks like North Carolina may be in play to go red. Maybe. Maybe in play to go red. So I know I need PA too. I need PA too, but it's not looking good in PA. Well, I take that back. About PA. So I checked it about 30 minutes ago, baby. And Kamala had like a 30-point lead in PA, but now it's 55.4 to 43.5 in favor of Kamala, but it's only 26% of the vote accounted for. So we may be on to something here in PA. So we'll see. See what Fox is talking about. All right, Fox is back up. Let's see what they're saying.
With us here on this election night. I want to bring to the conversation my colleague Austin Westfall here in the Live Now newsroom, and 24 Sites, Tom LoBianco. We all are here tracking all of this, and we have a lot to get to. Let's first start off right now. Where does the Electoral College stand at 9:30 Eastern, Austin?
Right now, the Electoral College, and let's get over to this because we are starting to see Trump 178 here, and we'll make sure that we've got the map up because Trump is getting, right now, he is just under 100 points away from that magic number 270. Harris with 99. There are still a lot of big Democratic states that are yet to be called. California, Oregon, Washington, those are going to be some of the bigger states that are going to put some more votes on the Harris side. Nonetheless, we're, of course, tracking all the battleground states, that being Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia. We have no results yet out of the two western battleground states, Arizona and Nevada. But as you can see so far right now, as we look at Wisconsin, at least where it stands, with 12% of the votes counted, it looks like this battleground state, Trump has a 4-point lead so far. That state leaning red at this early hour. Michigan, let's look at that. 12% of the votes counted. Right now, Harris has about an 8% lead in Michigan. Pennsylvania, what many consider to be, it's an easy argument to be made, that this is the most crucial battleground state of them all. Just over a quarter of the votes have been tallied so far, and right now, Harris has an 11-point lead over Donald Trump. We'll see if more Republican votes file in as the night progresses. Of course, every single poll is indicated that is as tight as can be. Moving down to some of these southern states, let's focus on North Carolina. 58% of the vote being tallied so far, and right now Trump has about a 4-point lead. Excuse me, that's looking more like a 3-point lead for Trump in the Tar Heel state. The final one I'll get to here is Georgia. Andrew, 75% of the vote tallied. 3/4 of the vote is in the Peach State. Trump has a 5.4% lead. That's where we're at right now.
All right, Austin, thanks so much. Tom, with whatever Austin just said there, kind of giving the roundup of the battleground states, can we glean anything from them, from the results coming in right now?
Yeah, super helpful.
All right, so I mean, we don't got no battleground states results yet. So, what's up? We all stressed out here. Yeah, they did extend the votes. I saw that. I thought they said till 8:30, but it's 9:30 now. So I don't know how long they open the hours, but I think everybody's stressed right now. Everybody's stressed eating. Everybody's stressed drinking. Everybody's stressed watching. Everybody's refreshing. I'm refreshing the live map update every like 2 seconds. I'm just, if we can get Pennsylvania, if we can get PA again, excuse me, only 28% of the votes accounted for in PA so far. So I think something's stirring up in here in Virginia. I really do. I really do. I think something's stirring up in Virginia. And that's why they haven't called it yet. Like I said, if we can get VA to flip. Yes, sir. All right, Trek. I'll see you later, buddy. You take care, man. Thank you. I'll see you later. Buckeye State. Yeah, shout out to Ohio. Shout out to Ohio. They got it done. And they got it done. They got it done. So shout out to them. So I'm okay. So Trump is leading. Yeah, I got Trump leading right now at VA 50% to 48.3 Sin City. So I don't know, man. I think something's going on with Virginia. I really do. I think something's going on over here where I live at. That's why they haven't called it yet. So something's going on here at VA. Still got faith. 178 to 99. Trump is winning or has the electoral advantage right now. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I can't get excited just yet. I can't get excited. Let's see what they're talking about. See what they're talking about on.
We're going to know a lot after we see all the tallies, but Democrats still have a problem up in the Rust Belt with working class voters. Okay. And, big questions on what happens with the presidential. But Sherrod Brown always was one of the, more populist Democrats.
Fox isn't really talking about anything right now. So let me go back to the map that I keep adjusting. Let me see what's going on in the Twitter sphere. Let me see what's going on. Pretty much got no updates right now. All I got for you is 178. All I got is Trump at 178 and Harris at 99 as far as electoral college votes. So still trying to say about North Carolina. I feel like Trump might take over North Carolina and get that. But these stuff is just lagging, man. There's a lot of lagging going on. A lot of lagging going on. Let's see what they're talking about. Nothing. They're not talking about anything right now. So let me know if y'all get any information about North Carolina. I'm hearing that North Carolina is going red. That's what I'm hearing. 61% of the votes accounted for I'm hearing North Carolina's going red. That's what I'm hearing. So yes, it's city, North Carolina. I would think it's a predominantly red state, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. So they haven't called it yet. But I'm trying to get all the information. Whew. Just nervous. Okay. Just nervous about the whole thing, as we all are. So, like I said, I'm trying to get as much information as I can. Shout out to people that's on the stream. Shout out to people that's on Twitter right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me. Shout out to everybody that's on the Instagram right now. Shout out to y'all. Hit the link in the bio if you want to join in on the live, or follow me on Twitter at Mr. Willis23 if you want to go live there and get in there and chat it up. So I don't see Ted Cruz. Looks like Ted Cruz is winning in this in the Senate race. Looks like Ted Cruz is holding on. Looks like Ted Cruz is holding on over there. So shout out to Ted Cruz for getting it done. What's up, my dude, bro? Miss you, man. Love you, bro. Hope all is well over there. I'm still trying to hold it down for you out in VA. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're excelling. From what I see, everything looks good on your end. You still look good. You still look like you're prospering. So shout out to you, my dude. I appreciate you. Keep up the good work. So we need Ted Cruz to go ahead and make it happen. Trying to see what VA is doing. I really am. I really am. I keep refreshing this thing. To see what VA is looking like. Because I'm a go crazy. I might like the cigar. Even if VA wins.
Was the case, because Harris has been cutting it, had been cutting
it. This is the Harris.
So it's
Trump. This is Trump. Right?
Elections are always wild. There's always surprises on election night.
Is that the Trump party or was that
Tom, while we have you though, let's focus our efforts on one more key Senate race we're watching. Let's go to Wisconsin now, between Democratic incumbent Tammy Baldwin and her Republican challenger Eric Hovde there. This is only with around 22% of estimated votes counted. Baldwin up over Hovde, not by much though. How much trouble is Tammy Baldwin in? Should Democrats be worried?
Could be. This is okay. So we were talking earlier about split ticket voting. This is one of the strangest things I've seen this election. Tammy Baldwin had put out some mailers or advertisements where the Democrats was talking about supporting Trump trade policies back when he was in office.
Aren't talking about anything.
I mean,
they're not talking about anything. Let me go back to the map. See if there's any updates. Still nothing, man. They're taking forever. It's taking forever. Let's see. It's taking forever out here. We got 479 people watching on the live stream. So shout out to everybody that's on the live stream now. 479. That's the most I've ever had on my live stream. So thank y'all for hanging in there with me. I honestly don't know how long I'm going to be hanging out, but I'm going to try and hang out as long as I can. It's about 9:46 over here on the East Coast. So what I'm seeing, I'm still stuck at 178 to 99. That's what I'm seeing. So they're not talking about anything. Looks like
pass legislation through Congress and get it to any president's desk these days. And certainly a lot of that has to do with the Senate. You know, you need to be able to break a filibuster. And, you know, with the exception of the courts, it's 60 votes. And, you know, neither side, the traditionalists in the Senate, have wanted to touch that. Okay. So in a strong sense, no matter whether you get a Harris presidency or a Trump presidency again.
It's weird to see all these dudes in the Harris campaign. Like, is this me? Is that just me? Look at those dudes all there at the Harris campaign. Actually, it's just weird for me to see dudes voting for Kamala. It's weird. Like why? Why? But it's weird to see. It's weird to see. Looks like North Carolina is. Yeah, they aren't dudes. I don't know, man. But dudes out here supporting Kamala. I just need an understanding of that. I saw a tweet today that I guess girlfriends or wives are threatening their husbands if they vote for Trump. Just wild times. Some wild times out here. Is that what we doing? Is that what's keeping the dudes voting for Kamala? So I don't understand that. Let's see. What else we got? Got no update at this point. I will say it does look like the Trump Watch Party is a little bit more live and a little bit more fun. Looks like the party of joy to me. That's what it looks like. I see the vibes over there at the Trump Watch Party. It's looking pretty good. Everybody got their cups, got their drink, hanging out. Wish I could have been at the Trump, the election watch party, man, over there. But I'd be nervous as heck. I'd be nervous as heck. I'd be nervous as heck over there. Let's see if the map updated a little bit. We got looks like New Mexico is trending red, but only 19% of the votes. Kansas is trending red, 47% of the votes in. Mizzou, it's very close. That's 10 electoral college votes. Only 23% of the votes accounted for, though. Whew. Yeah, excuse me. So Wisconsin and Minnesota, looks like they're still counting. Close. Not so close in Minnesota, but that's only 1% of the votes. Wisconsin, 26% of votes, but it's still pretty close. So we're moving right along. And hopefully I'm just trying to see Virginia go straight red. I really am. I really am. Let's see. Where is this? This like that's the Kamala Watch Party in Florida, I guess. Just doesn't look confident, right? Just doesn't look confident over there. Doesn't look like it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stress going on over here from what I see. Real somber looks over there. So I don't know what to make of it. like I said, we're let's see what they're saying.
From NBC News, there was a lot of talk a couple days ago about the Madison Square Garden rally and Puerto Rico
CNN,
comments,
by the way.
really damaging Trump with Latinos and Puerto Ricans. Okay. That does not seem to have translated among the electorate, especially among Latino, the men, all right, and third and fourth generation younger Latinos, all right. So
sorry, people are
if
funny.
That is the case, it's going to be a lot harder for her. Especially, you can't even talk about places like Arizona at that point. Nevada could be a little bit different.
This is the Harris Walk Party.
Nevada's
Look at all their
its own
faces.
unique beast, but in Arizona, if that.
Look at all their faces. Are we? Yeah, I'm just watching Fox right now, but I'm just got the live map Cincy on a separate tab that I'm flipping back and forth and I'm watching. But I'm looking at the Kamala Harris watch party, and faces don't look good. Doesn't look good over there. Are we in for another repeat of the Hillary loss? Are we in for another one of those? Because that would be great. That was a night I won't forget. And it was funny. I'm ready to see some meltdowns. I really am. I'm ready to see some meltdowns. Let's see what they're talking about.
Yeah. One of the big things, and this is really important, we had Mike Madrid.
So I'm going to go back to the map. Okay. So let's go back to the map and see. So 188. Was it Nebraska called? Somebody was just called. Because Trump got 188 now. Trump has 188 to Harris's 99. So she hasn't even broken 100 yet. But, we still got to wait for the big states. The big liberal states anyway. Like California, Oregon, Washington. Those states are going to be big as far as the Democratic Party. I mean, that's kind of their main states. Most of those states go blue. So, excuse me, man. I'm trying to stay awake. Oh, I'm staying up. I promise. I promise. Right now, Trump has 188. Harris has 99. Georgia, 80%. So 80% of the votes in Georgia are accounted for, and Trump is leading 52.2 to 47.2. That's 16 electoral college votes. So, we'll take that. North Carolina, 64% still of the votes accounted for. Trump is 52.1 to 46.9. Still 60% of the votes in Virginia. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Virginia. I really am. Because usually Virginia is called by now. Usually Virginia is called by now. So what's going on over here in my state? I don't know. I don't know what's going on in VA, but Let's see what Fox is talking about. Looks like they're on commercial right now. Yeah, they're on a commercial. So, what's up, Dan? I know, man. I got all this stuff going on. I got my Twitter going on. I got the map up. I'm just sticking to Fox News right now, so I'm sticking to that. I'm trying to get an update. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to stay awake. But this is too important, bro. But I'm just as stressed as you are, bro. But shout out to you, man. Shout out to you being here. Thank you. Shout out to you being here. So, thank you. Let's see if they updated the map any. Let's see. How's PA looking? Ooh, PA. I think PA is back in the fight. I really do. Kamala is only up 2 points when she had a 30-point lead earlier. 39% of the votes accounted for. So we got something going on. We got something brewing here. So let's. That's pretty good. Can't lie. That's pretty good. So let's see if we can catch back up. They need to make PA a little bit more purple on this map. Because it really is. Let's see what Fox is talking about. Oh, there go Trump right there.
Ballot, same-day voting, voter ID, and be done. One day, same day. And you'd by 10 o'clock.
No matter the outcome, the winner of this election will have a challenging task on the first day of their administration.
One of the most important jobs of whoever the president-elect is going to be has got to be unifying the country.
Duh, that's what Trump does.
Donald Trump was asked earlier today if he'll accept the results of this election if he loses. He said, if it's, quote, a fair election, I'll be the first to acknowledge it. Andrew, back to you.
So, Rebecca, I had a question because remember, a lot of reporters have been asking Trump whether or not he would be voting in favor of Amendment Question 3 and 4 on marijuana and abortion in Florida. We haven't really gotten a sense of how he voted on that, though we do know those questions failed there in Florida.
Yes, so we didn't really get a clear answer from Trump on how he voted on those measures, but as you said, really not a big deal. They failed today.
All right, Rebecca Castor there live for us in West Palm Beach. Rebecca, talk soon. Thanks so much. All right, in the meantime here, we do have yet another race call that we have to make. The Associated Press calling Missouri for Donald Trump here. Let's take that. You see there, 30% of estimated votes counted right now, though this was enough to call the race.
Shout out to Missouri.
State, there you can see the vote margin. So in the meantime, we do want to bring it into the conversation as well. Remember, we're checking in on some of the trends going on social media as well, because we are about 15 seconds away from the top of the next hour. That means polls will close in some of these western states as well. Let's check in with Live Now's Christina Evans, and she joins me. Christina, what's going on social media right now?
Absolutely, Andrew. It's been a very busy night on social media as well. We're getting a lot of updates and able to see what's happening on the ground in certain states, including Arizona, one of those critical battleground states. I do want to show you another look here in our social center so you can get an idea of kind of how we're tracking these tweets and these other posts as they're coming in to our newsroom. But let's talk about the latest one that we're seeing out of Arizona. This is thanks to Fox 10. We're getting this update. What you're seeing now on your screen. This is an update there from Fox 10 reporter Kenzie Beach. She's there on the campus of Arizona State University in Tempe. As you can see, polls have closed in this location, but the lines are still long there, with students still putting in their opportunity to cast their vote for the presidential election and some of those other elections happening there in the battleground state of Arizona. So she did say that folks are encouraged to stay in line so that way their votes will be counted. But in areas like on college campuses at Arizona State University specifically, lines are still long, even though the polls have closed in Arizona. I do want to also give you an update here on Live Now. Another look at another place in Arizona where the polls are going to remain open. This is the Navajo Nation area in Apache County. This is all thanks to the Navajo Nation president that he filed a lawsuit to extend polling hours to accommodate voters. This after the Arizona Secretary of State said that voters in the county experienced issues with e-poll books and printers. So we do know there in the Navajo Nation, those polls will remain open until 9 p.m. local time. That's just another hour or so in the state of Arizona. So again, they will stay open so that way the Navajo Nation members can cast their vote there for the presidential election. Again, Arizona, one of those critical battleground states that we're keeping a very close eye on in this election. Will be interesting to see how these things shake out, but long lines are happening on social media, but folks remaining in place to make sure that their voice is heard.
Yeah, that's of course so true.
So Arizona, it's going to be a while for Arizona. I'll tell you that right now, especially these more west states. It's going to be a little bit before we get those results. But Trump is up now to 198 to 99. So it's crazy because Harris hasn't even broke 100 yet of the electoral college votes. She hasn't even broke 100. And Trump has 198. Again, we're looking at key states here. But I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting too excited right now. I'm not jumping around. I'm not jumping for joy just yet. And now we got Arizona, New Mexico, Kansas, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Oregon's look a little purplish right now. I'll be surprised if that went red. Oregon is always pretty much blue. So that would be a shock. So I just got an update. Update in PA. Update in PA. Here we go. Update in PA. I'm gonna get off this. What are they talking
really
about?
Emphasize how important these partnerships were.
All right. I don't need to listen to her right now. Okay. So here's how the map looking right now. Here's how the map is looking. Hold on, I'm gonna say it in a second. PA. Refresh it one more time. All right, PA 49.7 to 49.4. 44% of the votes accounted for in Pennsylvania. So PA is uh-oh. We're getting close here in PA. That's very interesting. because about an hour ago, yeah, no, come on, PA. About an hour ago, it was like a 30-point lead to Kamala had. So that's interesting. Shout out to my man Dan. He heard they called it for Trump. Let's see what Fox is saying. Looks like Larry Hogan in Maryland is conceding. That's interesting. So, wow, they got also Brooks in from Maryland. She won the Senate seat. Wow, that's interesting. So Maryland went blue as far as the Senate seat there. But I think Trump may win North Carolina. Still, what I'm seeing is 67% of the vote here. But I'll keep refreshing. Just trying to get something. So hopefully he does win North Carolina. Hopefully he does win PA. Georgia, 81% of the votes accounted for, 52.2 to 47.2 in favor of Trump. So hopefully we can get Georgia too. Uh, 198 to 99 is the Electoral College vote number in favor of Trump. See what Fox is talking about. I'm still listening to Larry Hogan. He lost. So everybody's watching PA. Everybody's watching VA. Everybody's watching North Carolina. Everybody's watching Georgia. VA is close to where at, my dude, RJ. I told you, man. I know. Something's going on in Virginia. Can't lie, man. It's something's going over here in VA. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Arizona, yeah. Arizona, I think they might have just, it's 34%. It's pretty close. We need that. Seriously, we need Arizona. It's tied right now, 49.6 to 49.6 with 34%. This is what I'm seeing right now. So it's tied in Arizona. But apparently there's people still in line. So RJ, I told you, man, let's have some faith. Okay, yeah. I mean, I voted early here too. And I think that's another thing with Virginia. I think we voted early here. A lot of people voted early in Virginia and got it out the way. I will say when I went to vote, there was a lot of red shirts, MAGA hats, everything in line. So I don't know, man, but so 198 to 109. Looks like she won Colorado. So she finally broke 100. 198 to 109. So Kamala finally breaks 100 as far as her electoral votes. Byron Donalds did win, and Ted Cruz did win. Shout out to those two. It's good to see those two. Shout out to Byron Donalds. I mean, I think he can be the next president of the United States, honestly. I really do. So it looks like PA is turning kind of purplish. Looks like Trump is up in PA. Looks like Trump is up in PA. Looks like Trump is up in PA. Looks like Trump is up in PA with 47% of the votes accounted for. Trump has 50.5% of the vote versus 48.6 to Kamala. Yeah, RJ. Look at that. So 49, we're almost at 50% of the votes there. Let's see what Fox is saying. Yeah, so they're just showing that she won Colorado. Let's see what they're talking.
Results, more race calls. Yes, it's still early. I'm Andrew Kraft. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
So they're on commercial. Trump is up in North Carolina. PA 50% to 49, and it's on Fox. Sorry for that. The music was ridiculously loud. Wisconsin, Trump is up 58% to 48%. And they're going to the Senate. So yeah, as long as we can get PA or GA, or we can get both, I really do think he'll get Georgia, though. I really do think he'll get Georgia. Man, this is stressful. I don't know about y'all. I'm stressing out. Okay. So everybody's congratulating Ted Cruz. Shout out to them. I'm just interested to see if what Virginia, I'm looking at PA, VA, North Carolina, and Georgia, Arizona. Looks like 50.1 to 49.1 in Arizona. RJ, man, we've been waiting for this for 4 years. So everybody's stressed out. So Trump is making a sizable lead up in New Mexico. So, I mean, that's 5 electoral votes right there. Arizona has 11. So I really want Arizona. Trump is up 2 points, it looks like, in Pennsylvania now, which is that right there is, I mean, I know Virginia is wild, but PA, that's pretty wild up there, man. So let's see what Fox got to say. Let's listen to Ted Cruz.
And you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Shout out to Ted Cruz. Sin City.
I also want to give a special thank
If Oregon turns red, that's wild.
to Alexis Nungri.
That's something that I didn't expect at all. I wasn't even looking at.
Alexis, thank you for your incredible courage speaking out for your precious Jocelyn and your courage has made
I agree
such
with you,
a
RJ.
profound
I think North
difference
Carolina
in this
and
nation.
PA goes to Trump as well.
We're going to. I also want to thank all the Democrats across Texas who crossed over and supported my campaign. Including especially Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg.
Yeah, RJ. Yeah, RJ, I'm not streaming to Instagram. It's kind of weird. I can't stream to Instagram with this software. So if you want me to send you the link to the YouTube, or you can just go to the bio. It's in there. Should be in there. You can go to the YouTube page and you can hear everything. But it's just Ted Cruz taking his victory speech. So shout out to Ted Cruz. Again, if Oregon were to go red, that would be random. I'll tell you that right now. It's like, hope this is refresh. It's like Arizona's turning kind of blue though. What's up with Arizona? What is up with Arizona? New Mexico too. This is why we're all stressed out. This is why we are all stressed out. This right here. We need Arizona to make a comeback. She's up 1 point. Well, 48%. But if we can get that PA, he's up 2 points in PA. So that's 11 versus 19. It's crazy that she got New York. I mean, I'm not surprised that she got New York. But we can get PA though. Arizona does cheat, man. They always got some questionable stuff going on. Just got an alert though that said Trump is projected to win North Carolina. So Cincy, I think Trump has the bag in North Carolina. I think Trump has North Carolina. Virginia, still 65%. I mean, what's going on with Virginia? It's just crazy that they haven't called it. And PA is looking more and more red. It looks like 72% of the vote in North Carolina is accounted for. So we can get that call. 82% in Georgia. So I want to say that North Carolina and GA are going to be for Trump. That's what I want to say. Arizona always got something sketchy going on, man. They really do. Just wild what's going on over there. But she only has a 1 point lead in in Arizona. So still less than 50% of the votes accounted for. See what Fox is talking about. Still on Ted Cruz. Whew. I appreciate y'all. That's everybody that's watching us, staying up for this. Shoot. It's what? It's 10:21 over here where I'm at. I'm about to put my shades on. Staring into this light for so long. I had to put my shades on for this. Whew. Staring into the light too long. Turn it. Ugh. Turn it just for a little bit. We'll turn it just for a little bit. Woo! Montana. Looks like Trump has Montana. So we'll take 4. We'll take those 4. We'll take those 4, Montana. So that's good. Oh, y'all forgive me. You know what, Cincy? I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now, Arizona. It says there's a 1-point lead, Harris, 48% of the votes. So, so you personally know 3 people have voted for the hyena. So 198 to 112 is the current count. New Mexico, though, that's 5. Looking pretty good. Oh no, VA has turned back blue. VA has turned black blue. Dang, Kamala has taken the lead in Virginia. Yep. I'm trying to make America great again. Virginia just turned back blue. Man, still 67%. 67% of the votes accounted for Virginia, and Virginia went back blue, 49.4 to 48.9 in favor of Kamala. So I was hoping Virginia could go red. I really did. I really hoped for a second there. But don't think that that's going to happen for Virginia. I was really hoping for that. I was really hoping. Let's see what Fox is saying.
The common denominator for both Harris and Trump's easiest path to the White House, Pennsylvania so far, winning in our poll. Okay, so as you mentioned, let's bring up the map. This is what we're working with right now. We've got Harris with 112. We have Trump with 198. Trump is 72 electoral votes away from the magic number. We have had so many race calls in the last few minutes here. So we're seeing a lot of this dark red being shaded in. Most of these not necessarily a surprise. I want to focus on the battleground states, though. Let's start with Wisconsin. And let's zoom in. 48% of the votes in Wisconsin have been tallied, and so far, this is a tight one. Trump right now,
messing
1
everything
point
up.
above Harris,
Maybe like the
49.8%
Hampton,
versus
Virginia Beach area too,
48.8%. That's with nearly
Virginia
half
messing everything
of those
up.
votes
Got
being
that
tallied
right.
so far. Looks like Michigan is leaning blue right now. Only 21% of the votes called so far. Less than a quarter of the results have been tallied in Michigan. Of course, so much attention is going to be on the Detroit Metro. How are those votes going to fall? That's also, I believe, the largest hub of Arab Americans that are going to be voting as well. It'll be interesting to see how they react to some of the news and how the Biden administration has handled the Israel-Hamas war. Moving on to more battlegrounds. Pennsylvania, this is the one that our viewers say is the most important. Just over half of the votes have been tallied so far. 55% has been counted in Pennsylvania. And Trump right now has just under a 3-point lead in this.
Don't mean to cut you off here. We do have more of these now winning candidates stepping up to their election rallies and watch parties, including Maryland's Senator-elect Angela also Brooks there.
No, we don't want to listen to her. We don't want to listen to her. Don't really care about Maryland too much. So, a lot of people though are saying Trump is closing in on Arizona. So we got Iowa that's probably going to go Trump. Arizona may be closing the lead there. Let's push it over the finish. I'm sorry. So shout out to everybody that's on the tweets. It's 537 people in here right now. You guys are great. Like I said, if you hit the link in my bio, if you're on Twitter, or if you're on Twitter, just go to my bio, hit the link, like, subscribe, and share it to the YouTube page. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this long. It's 537 people, so obviously we're all stressed and worried about what's going on here. So thank you all for being in here. I'm pretty sad about VA. I had hope. So we'll see what's going on. Good old Virginia, man. Well, it's I don't know what's going on with Virginia. First, I was just sad, and now I got hope again. 49.4 to 49%. Virginia, 68% of the votes accounted for. So, I don't know what's going on here in Virginia. I really don't. She's only got a lead of 0.4%. She's only got a lead of 0.4%. So it's interesting to see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. Trying to see them call North Carolina. I want to see them call Georgia. 88% of the votes accounted for in Georgia. PA, we're at 55%. That's probably going to take a while. Are we looking like in Arizona? She's up a 0.2% in Arizona. 0.2%. Oh, Arizona's looking a little reddish. 49.7 to 49.5. So, hey, Dan, I'm sorry about yawning, man. It's crazy. We need to know the results of PA tonight. We really do. but they might not give it to us. I don't know, bro. We need to know those by tonight. Let's see what. No, I also want to know what she's talking about. Arizona's looking redder and redder. Arizona's looking more red. I'm hearing early reports that we got Georgia. I'm hearing early reports that we got Georgia. Trying to see what they're talking about. No. I'm hearing early reports that we got Georgia. Let that be true. We need that. Need that. I wish they would call it already. So I'm just sitting here. I'm waiting just like the rest of y'all. Man. Did Trump really just flip Georgia? I think so, Cincy. I think so. I think Trump just flipped Georgia. I really do. I really do. I know, Jasmine. I know. I noticed that too. It is bull crap. That's crazy. It's crazy. But they did something like that, calling it like that. So I'm with you. I'm trying to see him call Georgia. A lot of people are saying that we got GA. He was able to get GA to flip. Let's see, 88%, still 75%, North Carolina. VA, it's only a 0.2% lead in VA. 0.2%. 0.2% lead in VA. 0.2% Kamala has. It looks like he did get Georgia. Looks like he did get GA. That's huge right there. That is huge to get GA. Let's see what Fox is saying. Talking about Senate coverage. It looks like, from what I'm seeing on the tweets, because the tweets, they give me more information, faster information than anything else.
And New York Post's A.G. Gankarski, he joins us as well. We'll start with Austin. Austin, we were trying to get through where the battleground states lie right now as far as the presidential contest is concerned. What do they?
Let's go through them. So let's start up in Wisconsin. Let's just go with what the AP is calling for now. 53% of the vote so far tallied, according to the Associated Press. That's a tight race. 49.5% to 49%. Trump up by 0.5 of a percentage point in Wisconsin. Moving over to Michigan, which is currently and it's light blue, but if you really look at the results, that's a dead tie, 49.1 to 49.1. Looks like we just lost that. Let's move on to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania considered the most
I don't know why they
pivotal
haven't called it
battleground
yet.
state.
Since,
19 electoral
my Twitter is
votes
going
up
crazy.
for grabs in the Keystone State. Right now, Trump has a roughly over 100,000 vote lead over Kamala Harris right now. So we're looking at Trump having just under 3 points of a lead versus Harris right now. That's the most important battleground. Going down to North Carolina, we're getting in a little more results there. 83% of the votes have been tallied in the Tar Heel state.
They need to call
right
for
now,
North
Trump
Carolina
has
and
just
Georgia.
over a 2.5% lead. Going further south to Georgia, 88%. So we've been speaking all night about preliminary results, Andrew. We can toss that out now when we're talking about states like this. Georgia has 88% of the votes tallied.
Come on.
Trump with 51.3%, Harris with 48.1%. I'm going to zoom out again because we've been saying all night, Trump's easiest path to victory, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. Still a lot of votes to be counted in Pennsylvania, but for now, we're seeing that Trump has a slight margin, especially in Georgia here. We're starting to see some of these counties really fill in. Not surprisingly, seeing this kind of blue blob in the Atlanta metro. But then we see all of these bright red and dark red rural counties that are pretty much balancing out, if not overcoming, some of what we're seeing in some of these larger cities, specifically the Atlanta metro. Let's zoom back out just to make sure that we hit every battleground state that we can. Arizona's the other one.
Oh, Arizona's looking a little red.
50% of the votes in here. So half the vote tallied.
It's tied up.
Most of this coming from Maricopa County. Maricopa County is most of the ball game in the Grand Canyon State. Right now, we've got a dead tie, 49.6 to 49.6. Interesting to say the least, Andrew, as this map gets filled out. Let's ask AG about it.
So, AG, thanks so much for being with us. AG with the New York Post, of course. What can we glean from some of these battleground states here? Is it accurate to say that some are too close to call? Not Georgia, is it?
I think Georgia's trending toward Trump, but the thing I'm noticing is that blue wall is looking like it's going to crack. I mean, what's happening in Michigan, what's happening in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. It's going to come down to late returns from these bigger cities, but really it's looking more like 2016 than 2020.
Okay,
and,
I like that.
That's kind of remarkable for people who thought that Harris had a pathway that was more like Biden's in 2020. It's looking much more like Trump's got the 2016 coalition. Men are coming out to vote for him, and
doesn't look like Virginia's going to go red.
This is really
pretty sad.
A remarkable political comeback in the making by Donald Trump, because I think a lot of people looked at this a few weeks back and said there was no way he could make inroads in the blue wall. And there was a lot of thought to say Jill Stein would be a bigger factor in a place like Michigan. She hasn't been as of yet. So this is just Trump versus Harris, R versus D. But, Trump is really, he's really driving it right now.
So, AG, I've got Pennsylvania up right now. 51% of the vote so far is going for Trump. He has roughly a 3-point lead over Harris. 57% of the vote has been counted. Let's talk about what is considered the most pivotal battleground state here.
Trump.
There is still 43% of the vote to be tallied. What are we going to be watching for as we get that 43% of the vote in?
Philadelphia County, because that is predominantly Democratic. I think in 2020 was more than 80% for Joe Biden. And you expect similar margins with Kamala Harris, but the question is always turnout. How many people actually turn out to vote? How many votes are counted in, the coming days? It's not just what we see tonight, but we'll see what we see in the next couple of days as well. So, a Trump lead, say 3 o'clock in the morning isn't necessarily safe in Pennsylvania because of Philadelphia County primarily. The rest of the state, Trump's got an advantage in it, but that's machine politics, and it works a little bit more slowly, works a little more gradually, and it looks a bit rougher from the outside, where people are saying, "Why haven't these votes been counted already?" You've got late votes, you've got precincts that take a while to count for whatever reason, you've got anomalies that happen in the counting process, all kinds of things. So people will be watching that one over the next couple of days for sure.
Okay, so AJ, we have a live picture there at the Harris Walls watch party. You said there are indications of 2016 vibes, so to speak, when Hillary Clinton lost. Do you see any of that on the faces of some of these Harris Walls supporters here? Because I want to ask you this. The question going into the night was whether or not we would know a winner in the presidential contest tonight. Do you think we will, or will it take till tomorrow morning?
I think it's going to take a day or two before we have something where we can say somebody's going to be the winner. I just don't think that we're going to have enough of the count in tonight, especially in those blue wall states, to really figure it out. I think Arizona may take a little bit of time too. It looks a little close from what I'm seeing also. So between those states, you've got, 55 electoral votes between the four?
Charlie Kirkhoff.
That's a lot of suspense. So, expecting a winner before you go to bed tonight, I think is a little bit unrealistic. But the trend right now is Donald Trump. It's looking good for him.
Just like Kansas, you're right.
You have to consider that the late votes, that the late counted vote, the mail vote, things like that, that is going to trend Democratic. And, so any margin that Trump has at, 10:41 Eastern time may not hold, when we wake up in the morning.
Let's talk about Detroit. I want to talk about Michigan. We talk so much about some of these southern states, and we've been talking about Pennsylvania. Let's talk about Michigan. And I'm going to just kind of zoom in on Detroit here, because that's one of the largest Arab American populations.
So I'm going to put the map back up here. It looks like Iowa is for Trump. And it looks like Kansas is for Trump. So, come on. This map's looking pretty red. Map is looking pretty red right now. Not going to lie. It's looking pretty red right now. See if I could set this up to where you all can see what I'm looking at. I'll put this right here. Maybe you all can see. Maybe it'll stand straight up by itself. She won't be able to hear me. So this is what I'm looking at right now. I'll just hold it. That's what I'm looking at. That's what the map looks like. So Trump is at 210. It looks like to me. Right. It should all be red, but it's not. It's crazy. But they still haven't called Georgia. Still haven't called North Carolina. Mizzou, yeah. Or Michigan. Michigan is Trump is leading by a point, maybe a point and a half, point or two. But it's still only 24%. Of the votes. What I don't like is that they're talking about, let me refresh again. What I don't like is that they're talking about, we might have to wait till the morning for some of these states like PA and Arizona. That's what I don't like. You should have it all tonight. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Hopefully they announce some of this stuff pretty soon. See what Fox is talking about.
every presidential race has really wild polls. And this just happened to be one of them. And it raised questions about Iowa, but I don't think those questions were legitimate. Obviously, voters did what we expected them to do before this election, leaving aside that Seltzer poll.
Yeah. So, AG, as I zoom in on the map here, we're starting to see that almost every single battleground, in fact, every single battleground that has results, save for Nevada, which we do not have results in for yet, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona. None of them have been called in Trump's favor yet. All of them so far are, they're light red. They are leaning red right now as Trump is ahead in these races. What does that mean? We saw so many discussions out there saying that this race would be as close as it possibly could be. Is this something that's fascinating you as we're seeing this night progress? I mean, Georgia, North Carolina, we have over 80% of the vote tallied. Over 60% of the vote has been tallied in Pennsylvania. Michigan has just about a quarter of the votes tallied and over 50% of the votes tallied in Wisconsin, as well as half of the votes tallied in Arizona. Out of those 6 battlegrounds, AG, what's standing out to you?
I mean, to me, it really is the trend. And you have to ask yourself right now, who would rather be, Trump or Harris? And, Trump basically, his strategy of going all over the place, campaigning everywhere, taking all kinds of questions, even from adversarial media, it seems to have paid off. And, I think voters are responding to the authenticity, to the viscerality of the Trump campaign, to the approach, and to the central question, are you better off 4 years ago? Trump waved that question in over and over again.
That's the main question. Are you better off? Are you better off 4 years ago or not?
They looked at their pocketbooks or bank balances or credit cards, and they said, no, we're not better. And, I think Harris not doing press conferences, kind of doing these parachuting in, doing these scripted rallies, I don't think that helped her. I think voters really wanted a connection, especially after the 2020 pandemic election where, Joe Biden basically campaigned from his basement. Harris did a version of that. And the voters seem to be rewarding Donald Trump here.
So, AG, let's just transition briefly here to some of these Senate contests and some of these Western battlegrounds.
So we really want to talk about Senate right now. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to the map. Again, there's 540 of you guys in here. I appreciate it. It's 540 of you guys in here. I appreciate it. We've been going at this for 2 hours. Like I said, for those that's on the tweets, go ahead and hit the link in the bio to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. That's where I do my podcast, What You Talking About, Willis, on YouTube, and it's on Rumble. So just like, subscribe, and share for me. And y'all get to hear what I have to say. I do have guests on from time to time. So appreciate you all being here. Just hit the link in the bio and hit that like and subscribe button. And you can hear what I have to say for the most part. Trying to refresh this bad boy. They still haven't called it for Trump yet in Georgia. 90% of the vote is already accounted for in Georgia. So I don't know why they haven't called it. Let's see. So we'll see what's going on. Getting a lot of messages. Trying to see what's going on. So, see a lot of messages. Let's see what they're talking about. See what Fox is talking about. Let's bring it back up to Fox.
Senate races around the country, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin. As you mentioned, it's not as competitive in Arizona as it once was. Montana, we are seeing that John Tester has a steep uphill battle. Is there really any path to the Democrats maintaining control in the upper chamber at this point?
Not with the way this map is going. It's going to be very.
So, I heard a lot of this about the blue wall, right? A blue wall. I don't see much blue here. I really don't. I don't see a lot of blue here. Now, y'all tell me. I am not trying to jump the gun. I'm not trying to jump the gun by any means. I am not trying to jump the gun by any means. But I'm not seeing too much of a blue wall. Looks like we only need 60 more electoral college votes. $60 more. I don't know, guys. I'm not seeing much of a blue wall here. Honestly, is it even looking like? So it looks like Pennsylvania. Oh, Trump is up 2 points, almost 3 points in Pennsylvania. Looks like Virginia's not going to go red. Unfortunately, Virginia's not going to go red. That makes me sad. Hey, blame me personally. Blame me if we win. Isn't that what they said? If Kamala Harris loses, you can blame all the black men. That's what they told us anyway. So. So you can blame us. Let's see what they're saying over here. Dang it, man. Virginia's just messing up. It might be time for me to move. It really might be time for me to move. They got Tim Kaine, who won the Senate seat. Sorry, guys. Tim Kaine won the Senate seat. Oh, child, man, this is crazy. I'm not a fan. Virginia's letting me down. Listen, guys, I'm sorry. I did my part. I really did. I did my part over here. Virginia tried. I tried. Looks like they're on commercial break, but Tim Kaine's won the sit-in seat in Virginia, and that sucks. I thought we were going to flip Virginia, but I guess not. All right, I'm going to take it back to the live stream on Twitter and YouTube. Keep watching. Virginia couldn't help me out. Hey, that is a new shirt. I'll get it. Blame us, blame me. I'll take it. I'll take it, man. Blame me. I'll take that. Blame me. All right. Let's see what's going on back on Fox. Let's see what's going back on Fox.
On the West Coast. Austin, thank you so much for joining us. So what are we looking at now, and what do we expect here as polls close in just a matter of minutes on the West Coast?
Good to be with you, Andy Mack, and props to our colleague Andrew Kraft for a 5-hour-long marathon manning the controls there. Let's get into the maps. So here's what we're talking about. We're going to be watching some of these West Coast states now. At this point, polls are going to be closing in, and it looks like we had a misstep there, but polls are going to be closing in states like California, Oregon, and Washington at the top of the hour. We do, of course, unless something completely surprising happens, we do expect that those 3 states will fall in the blue category.
Yeah.
Now, what's going to be interesting, though, about these states is in the House. We haven't really been checking in on the balance of power in the House so far. The magic number is 218, Andy Mack. Right now, the Republicans have secured 152 of those seats, Democrats 98. Why am I talking about this on the West Coast? That's because there are tons of toss-up races all along this coast. So many of them in California. There's one specifically in southwestern Washington. That's going to be a particularly close one. Bend, Oregon has a close toss-up race. California's Central Valley, parts of Southern California, there's 5 House seats in California alone, currently owned by the GOP, but they're considered to be complete toss-up races. That's why it's been, as the weeks have developed, it's been much tougher for pundits to forecast who may control the House. There are so many tight races. And another thing to mention about the Andy Mack is that not only are these going to be super tight, but if they're as tight as they have been in years past, it could be so close that it could take days, if not over a week, to get some of these things done. That's the House.
A lot to get to with that. And let's talk about the Senate seat in California. We're expecting that one potentially close with Adam Schiff, the Democrat there, going up against Republican Steve Garvey. What do we make of this, and what is kind of the outlook on this in the Senate, and how does it the balance of power factor in all of this in California?
So they're talking about Commie Cali. I mean, California it's going to be blue. I don't see California ever being red, pretty much. That's not what I didn't even count them as far as Trump winning in any of those, winning that state anyway. Again, there's a lot of red on here. Still no call for Georgia. 90% of the votes 90% of the votes. 90% of the votes in for Georgia, and they still won't call it. Why not? They should be calling that. They should be calling that. So I don't know why they're not calling it for her or for him. North Carolina, 86% of the votes are in. VA, let's see what we're looking like at Arizona. Trump is up with 50% of the votes accounted for. He's up 0.2% in Arizona. Up big in Minnesota. Trump up 2 points in Wisconsin. In Michigan, he's up 4 points, only 27% though. PA, 51% to 48%, with 67% of the votes accounted for. Looks like they're calling it. What they call it? So they called California for Kamala. They called Washington for Kamala. Let's see what Fox is saying.
Maine, we're talking about. All right, and we're also getting more about Washington as well. So let's continue to follow the latest here. As you can see, just the excitement within this watch party there in West Palm Beach in Florida at this watch party, as they maybe see some of these results come in themselves, see the excitement of there, as instead on the other side in the watch party at Howard University, it is Kamala Harris eventually getting the decision, 12 electoral votes in her favor going for the Vice President Kamala Harris on the West Coast. As you did hear from Austin Westfall, those going blue very, very quickly. The blue for Washington, we just see it go blue for Oregon. Let's bring in Austin one more time here as we're getting this about this. What do we make of this decision? And give me a breakdown of this here, Austin.
Yeah, just like the Senate, just like we were just talking about, as soon as the polls closed, the AP feels confident enough to call these Western states in favor of Harris. California has...
Well, if they feel that confident about calling these already, then they need to call Georgia, right? They need to call North Carolina. Call these.
Have 12 electoral votes. Oregon not being called yet. It's likely blue. Let's go in and let's see what we're working with here. It looks like Harris is up by just over 21%. That's with 44% of the votes counted. It looks like the AP not feeling quite as confident as they are in Washington and California about Oregon, but nonetheless, Harris with a dominant lead in Oregon as well. So what does that say for the electoral count at large? Now that California's huge swath of votes has been added, that jumps Harris up to 179. Trump at 214. That means Trump is 56 votes away from claiming the presidency. Harris looks like she is roughly 91 votes away from the presidency. While we're at it, Andy, let's look at the battlegrounds again. Let's just do a swing through all the states that very well could make or break this race. Wisconsin. Now we're at 60% of the votes tabulated. Trump appearing to have just over a 2% lead in Wisconsin. Neighboring Michigan. Michigan was leaning blue not too long ago. Now it looks like it's leaning red, and Trump is up by over 4%. That's with 28% of the votes counted. So that is and we just saw it update a little bit. It looks like Trump might have gained a little bit of ground slightly there. 28, just over 1/4 of the votes counted in Michigan. Pennsylvania, 19 electoral votes at stake. This one was a tight one for quite some time. And now it looks like as more and more votes are tabulated, we're nearing 3/4 of the votes being tabulated. 70% of the votes in Pennsylvania have been tallied. And right now, former President Trump has just over a 3% lead over the vice president. That's a major state right there.
Yeah.
And that's a lead that Trump has with only 30% of the vote left that Harris can make up. North Carolina, the Tar Heel state. Again, the AP has not called any of these battleground states yet, but 87% of the vote has been tabulated in North Carolina. Trump has just under a 3% lead over the vice president. Let's bring you out to Georgia, where we're seeing 90% of the vote tallied. And Trump, he's got a 3-point lead above the vice president. Let's head out west. Nevada, not reporting anything in, as far as the Associated Press is telling us so far. That's the one battleground we haven't heard from yet. But Arizona, still at exactly the point it was the last time we checked on it. Exactly 50% of the vote tallied right now. Trump with a 0.2 of a point lead over Harris, Andy.
All right, that is very, very interesting. A good breakdown here as we enter a new hour just to get everyone up to speed on those 7 key battleground states. All right, Austin, we're going to be checking back in with you in just a little bit, but I do want to give you that roundup of some of what we're looking at in some of those states along the West Coast, including in Arizona, including in California, Washington, and Oregon. I do want to just put these up, a full roundup of what we saw on the West Coast. This one in California being called for Kamala Harris in terms of this, and that 54 big electoral votes for her, the largest state in
California
terms of that. Also
in
in Washington as well, 12 electoral votes going to Kamala Harris, and then also in Oregon as well, going for Kamala Harris. And I also want to talk now about California, as we're learning that information about the Senate, a key race with Dianne Feinstein's seat being open, the late Dianne Feinstein, as this one going for Adam Schiff over Steve Garvey, the former Dodger, the former Padre. Adam Schiff moving chambers from the House to the Senate as he takes over that seat. So big news in terms of the Senate, as the Democrats, they keep that seat blue. We'll talk more about the balance of power and everything to do with it. But let's continue on. Let's slide away for a quick 2-minute break. We'll get you more live pictures, different speeches. We're expecting to hear from Adam Schiff, likely Steve Garvey, within the hour, just based on the fact that this was called so quickly after polls closed there in that
need to call
state.
Georgia.
We'll have much more here on Live Now from Fox. We'll be right back.
They need to call Georgia. They need to call North Carolina. They won't do it. Why? Quickly they throw Cali out there. Quickly they throw Washington out there. I get it. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. They quickly throw those out there, but I get it. Trump was never going to win those states anyway, because there's just lefty loonies over there. As far as the left coast, right? It's the left coast. He never was going to win that. I've been a real surprise if he would have. Oregon, maybe. I don't know. I don't see him winning Oregon either. I don't see it. All right. So that's 8 votes. But I mean, we get Arizona, we'll be at like 50. So let's say we get 16 from North Carolina, and we get 16 from Georgia. I mean, that's 32 right there. And then we get Michigan, which is another 15. We get Wisconsin, that's 10. We get Minnesota, that's another 10. I mean, don't know if we even need PA at this point. Do we even need Pennsylvania at this point? I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know, man. But I am upset that they won't call Georgia right now. I don't know why they won't call it, but they need to call it. And they need to call it now. It's crazy. They already want to call out Washington and California that fast. They could have easily just called out Georgia and North Carolina. This is what I don't like. This is what the fishiness I talk about, man. Just the fishiness. It's fishy. Shout out to my man, Officer Lou. I told you I'll go follow him on the tweets. Go follow him. He just said Harris campaign no longer giving comments. Fox News. Let's see what they're talking about on Fox. They're back. Who's this? Senate. Senate. The Senate. They're talking about Senate. So I'm gonna keep trying to refresh this. Arizona will be looking like still 2.2%. Going on in Arizona. I don't know why they won't call Georgia. I really don't. It's annoying that they haven't done that. They need to call North Carolina too. PA, I mean, we're at 73% of the votes accounted for, and I don't know. When all these up here, I'm no math expert, but looking pretty good. We had 214. It's 214 to 179. 214 to 179 as far as electoral college votes, and Trump is leading. Let's see what Fox is saying. Let's see what Fox.
A margin that continues to grow for Moreno over Sherrod Brown, the three-term incumbent Democrat there in that state of Ohio, as this one will flip from blue to red likely as soon as that's called. But that is what we're following right now as they moved off the shot. But we do have another shot here on Live Now from Fox on the election night in Arizona, another key battleground state of what we're following here in Arizona. I want to put up this post from Ruben Gallego, the Democrat from Arizona, saying, shout out to poll workers across Arizona who show up early, stay late, and keep our democracy running smoothly. Your dedication to every single vote is a testament to our state's strength. Let's take you out
to everybody on
speech from him to supporters in Arizona. Let's listen to
Twitter,
this
man.
live.
You guys are awesome. I don't really want to talk hear them talk, so we'll go back here. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitter. I appreciate it. Everybody that's on YouTube, appreciate it. Like I said, there's 551 people in here. You guys staying up with me. We're all concerned about what's happening here. We're all concerned. So thank you for staying with me. Like I said, hit the link in the bios. If you're not already on YouTube, go ahead, find What You Talk About Willis on YouTube, and hit the like, subscribe. You'll see the rest of my podcast episodes. We'll love for you to be a part of that. Love for you to join me on my content, and also I love to interact with all the subscribers and all the followers. So thank you so much for being here. I know it's late. It's 11:16. I know it's late. So I feel y'all, but I feel the nerves too. I feel the nerves. But like I said, I'm a little upset about some of the stuff that's going on because they won't call Georgia or North Carolina. I asked the Twitter, do we actually need PA to win? And well, if we keep going on this track, maybe not, but people are like, no, we need PA. We want to take it all. We want to take all the votes. And I like that mentality. Let's just get it all in. We'll take all the votes we can. Doesn't matter if we need it or not. We'll take every one of them. So shout out to y'all for that mentality. And I'm going to adopt that mentality as well. So shout out to that mentality. I want to adopt that mentality. So absolutely love it. But thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for chatting it up with me. Let's see what Fox is talking about. They're still doing the Senate. Dang, Carrie Lake. I love Carrie, man. I love Carrie Lake. But it's like she's down. She's down a little bit. Oh, she's down a little bit. So, but shout out to Carrie Lake. Maybe Trump will have a place for her and his cabinet somewhere. That'll be nice. So Trump is at 214. Mala, the hyena, is at 179. And I'm waiting for most of these to get called. What's Nevada looking like? Nevada has no results. Oregon, I would think they will call that because it's the left coast, but they haven't called it yet. I don't know what they're afraid of. Everybody's saying no mercy. I get that. No mercy. You guys got that right. No mercy. I'm with you. I'm going to try to stay with y'all as long as I can, man. Might have to call it at 12. I might call it at 12 and, call a night. But like I said, I appreciate y'all being here with me this long. It's pretty awesome. So too bad we couldn't get VA to go red. I promise I did my part. I promise I did my part. And I went out there and voted, so I was trying to get VA to flip, but fortunately I don't think that's going to happen. But we got other states that we're going to take. Trump's going to win those, and we're going to call it election season. We're going to have our victory. We're going to have this country back. I believe that 100%. I know I'm still nervous. I think we're all still nervous, but I believe that 100%. So let's see. I'm going to keep updating the map. See if anything's changed. Oh, looks like they finally called North Carolina. If they finally called North Carolina on the map, it shows North Carolina right here, finally colored in. So they finally. Thank you. So look at that. We got a win for North Carolina. Like I just said it. North Carolina with the win. Shout out to all the North Carolinians. You guys showed up. You guys showed out. Well done. The country thanks you. The country thanks you. We do. We really do. So shout out to North Carolina, the North Carolinians. And well done. Well done. That makes me happy. Now that all they gotta do is call Georgia. So we're at 230 right now. We need to get to 270. 230 right now. Let's see what's going on with Fox.
Terms of the race for this White House, Austin, North Carolina going for the former President Donald Trump, and Raffensperger saying an insurmountable lead for Trump in Georgia. How pivotal is this moment for Trump?
Raffensperger saying that is very important. The AP has not officially called the race yet, so we can't officially call it ourselves here. A live look at the Trump watch party where we've been watching. There's been a lot of smiling faces. We have been keeping an eye on both of these watch parties. Here's how the map is looking now that we're getting some of these pertinent race calls in. This is the first battleground state that's officially been called. That puts Donald Trump up to 230. He's 40 away from the presidency. Harris still at 179. Let's take a look. North Carolina, solidly red at this point. We've been saying all night, Trump's easiest path to victory is North Carolina, which he has now. Georgia, which with 90% of the votes in, he has almost a 3-point lead. So, North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania. So, if he gets these 3 states and every other state falls the way we expect it to, that means that former President Trump will become president again. The only time that's ever happened before was Grover Cleveland. He was the 22nd and 24th president of the United States. So, North Carolina getting called. I'm watching Pennsylvania closely now. I'm watching Georgia closely now. Again, 9/10 of all the votes have been counted in Georgia. He's got almost 3 points up. Pennsylvania, just over 3/4 of the vote now tallied. Trump has, and right now we're looking at just about a 3-point lead out of PA as well. So Trump has leads in 2 absolutely crucial states. And I'm not even mentioning the fact that he has leads right now in Wisconsin, 66% of the votes in. Right now, Trump has about a 3-point advantage there. Michigan, fewer of those votes counted. About a third of them are in so far. But Donald Trump right now with a sizable lead over Kamala Harris. That one looking like it's just over a 6-point advantage. We go over to Arizona. It's very possible we don't hear any more results in from them for the rest of the night. They've been stuck at 50%. Nonetheless, that's at a dead tie right now. It's very possible, Andy. The way this is playing out, though, we might not need to worry about Arizona. Correct. We're going to keep an eye specifically right now on Georgia and PA, now that North Carolina's been called.
Yeah, it's a very good breakdown of all of the come. And
look
of
at
course,
that, ladies
North
and
Carolina,
gentlemen.
Georgia, insurmountable leads in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan might be too close to call at this point, just based on the margin there. All right, Austin, we're going to check back in with you in just a little bit, but let's give you some live now looks inside of some of these watch parties there in West Palm Beach, Florida. You can see the excitement growing, building in that room.
Everybody's getting excited.
They're monitoring this in real time as we are as well. Also there in Washington, D.C. at the Kamala HQ, the headquarters on the campus of Howard University, her alma mater.
Look at this. Look at
it all very, very closely. But also the race.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at the clowns. Look at my man's hurt. hurt. It's not looking like the party of joy over there. It's really not. From what I see, it's not looking like the party of joy. From what I see, it is not looking like the party of joy. It is not looking like the party of joy. From what I see over there. That was funny. That was funny. I mean, you remember the liberal meltdown from last night. I mean, not last night, last election. I'm sorry. Last election. I remember the liberal meltdown. So listen, I am not getting excited just yet. Okay. I'm not getting excited just yet. I'm not going to do it. But I will say there's a lot of red on this map. There is a lot of red on this map. And I absolutely am loving what I'm seeing. So let me go back to the map here. Let's go back to the map here and see. I'm still mad they haven't called Georgia yet, though. They need to call that. They need to call Georgia because there's no reason not to at this point. It's at 91% of the votes accounted for. We're at 230 to 187. We need 40 more. If we get PA and Georgia, I mean, we need 40 more, right? So PA, that's 19. That would put me at 249. That would be at 249. Georgia, 16. Georgia was 16. I mean, we be right there. And then, I mean, I want to blow out. That's what I really want. I want to blow out. Like, I want a soul-crushing victory. That's what I want, because that's what we deserve. We deserve a soul-crushing victory. I wish this would be called tonight. I got my hat here. You guys already know. I got the cigar ready to celebrate. But I don't think we're going to get the answers for tonight. But like I said, it's a lot of red on this map. I want a soul-crushing victory. Let's see. Still haven't called it yet. Let's see what Fox is talking about.
win the necessary 55% of the vote to pass. And it is already a regional hub as well for abortion access in that part of the country, because many folks who do end up traveling there if abortion is banned in their state. So again, on social media, we've been seeing reactions to this storyline as folks are finding out if their state will enshrine abortion protection in the Constitution. Happening now, we know, in 3 states, New York, Maryland, and Colorado. But we are continuing to track stories just like this on our social media pages. Make sure you follow us on Live Now Fox. It's on all platforms, including TikTok, where we have been continuing to keep you updated with some of the other storylines that we're following and seeing there online.
All right, thank you so much, Christina. So important for so many people, and we're glad you shined the light on some of these propositions as well. We appreciate your time, doing a great job back there in the social media center.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andy.
All right. Thanks so much. All right, let's continue on and let's give you a wrap up of some of what we're seeing in terms of some of those propositions. The Amendment 79 in Colorado in favor, yes, the right to abortion. So we're following it very, very closely. A significant portion, over 1.3 million voting in favor of that. Also in New York.
I mean, I want to be pro-life, so this isn't something that I really support.
The right to abortion in Maryland, coming back to that question one more time. Question 1 for it is almost 2 million people casting their ballot, a significant margin in terms of this there in Maryland. All right, so we're following the latest here on Live Now from Fox in terms of all of this, the race for the White House and much, much more. I do want to talk about another West Coast state that was recently called for Vice President Kamala Harris. Right here, you can see Oregon going in favor of her. So a
there you
blue
go. They
West
called
Coast,
Oregon.
Not unusual, not surprising as well,
They
but
call Oregon.
Harris being called there for Oregon. All right, let's continue on because we're talking about different tabulation centers, different votes being tallied across the country. We're having Live Now looks inside.
I mean, I kind of figured Oregon was going to go. I mean, it was a surprise. I don't know why they took so long to do that. I figured Oregon was going to be blue. Oregon, Washington, Cali. I knew that was all going to be blue. So now let's get to the nitty gritty. Right now we're in the nitty gritty of this. They need to start calling some states.
Of these votes being counted.
I think we've had a remarkably smooth election day and all the period up to it, with early voting going remarkably well. We haven't really seen any problems, looking very carefully around the country for any potential issues. The only things we've seen are the kinds of things that we expect. We had a polling place open late in Maricopa County, Arizona, because the person who was supposed to unlock the door forgot the key in the morning. We had a few places around the country where they had technology glitches in the morning, and that led to lines, but all of those were quickly resolved. Of course, we have had some extraordinarily unusual events, the bomb threat.
Okay. Well, I'll get back to the map here. I'm only going to be with you for like another 26 minutes or so. I'm going to call it at 12. That's what I'm going to sign off. We'll see. Hopefully nothing crazy happens while we're all sleeping. I really don't. I probably won't even be asleep. I'll just be off here, but I probably won't sleep. So I'm still nervous. I really am. I'm still a little nervous, but again, at one point, it was 677 people in here. Right now, I got 646. Thank you all so much for being on here. Like I said before, like, subscribe, and share. Link is in the bio for the podcast, so you can get my podcast episodes. I'll talk about all the stuff that you guys want to hear. I cause chaos one truth at a time. That's what we do on my channel. We cause chaos one truth at a time. The show is called What You Talking About Willis, as I am Mr. Willis. So like, subscribe, and share. I'm on YouTube, and I'm putting episodes of Rumble as well. So I'm just updating the map. I keep refreshing. I think I pressed the refresh button like 127 times, probably more than that. I'm still mad at this right here. They haven't called it Georgia yet. 91% of the votes accounted for. They still haven't called Georgia yet. I don't know why, but they need to go ahead and call it. They went and called these three so fast. Arizona, Trump still looks like he's up 0.2%. So we are at 230 to 192 as far as electoral college votes. So, we are getting down to it. We are getting down to it. It's been an incredibly long night, but fairly smooth. Like I said, everybody's up and everybody's been watching. So I think that plays a factor because we are all paying attention to what's going on. So I think that's why everybody's eyes have been watching to see anything skeptical going on. We have all been keeping a close eye on everything. So I think that's in part why everything's going pretty good right now. We'll keep it up. PA, almost 80% of the votes. And it's looking fairly reasonable for my man, Don. I'm not throwing anything. I'm not jinxing anything. I am not. I just want to see the victory. I want to see the victory. So I am not going to be jinxing anything. I'm not going to get overconfident or anything like that. Fox really ain't talking about nothing right now. Just checking in on the tweets. I get faster information on Twitter. Shout out to Elon. Shout out to Elon for buying a tweet. Shout out to him for buying Twitter because Twitter is like the quickest source of information out there. I mean, faster than news networks, really. So we need to go ahead and call Georgia. Let's see where we at. Michigan, only 37%. See, I don't think we're going to get these results from Michigan and Wisconsin until either super early in the morning or way late tomorrow or something like that. Not tonight. That's what I mean. Not tonight. So trying to see if we can get PA called for us tonight and Georgia called for us tonight. We'd be sitting pretty good. It's going to be hard for me to sleep, though. That's the only thing, man, 'cause I'm just nervous about this whole thing. Everybody's saying we don't need to be seeing ballots picked up after midnight. If I sign off here at midnight and Pennsylvania all of a sudden finds ballots, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big problem. So we don't need no ballots showing up after 12 p.m. A whole truckload of ballots. That's not what we need. I'm gonna give it about another 20 minutes or so. And then I have to call it a night. But this has been fun. It's been lots of fun. You guys are awesome. This has been awesome. Let's see what they're talking about. They're still talking about nothing on Fox. So we'll see. Let's check back in with Fox and see what they're talking.
Here on a busy day.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue on covering all the latest here on Live Now from Fox on this election day. As we do want to get to more race calls in terms of the race, the push for the White House. Another one out of New Mexico in favor of Vice President Kamala Harris, 52 to 46. The check mark next to her name, those 5 electoral votes.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I pressed
lead over Steve Williams.
Just get you to there.
You know, and this is fascinating, Andrew. Every time a statewide measure relating to abortion has been put to the states, every single time, and it looks like our graphic is having some trouble there. We will say that we're not seeing exactly what we believe is happening there with that race. But if this measure were indeed to fail, we'd be talking about the first statewide abortion measure that would be shut down, and that would be notable. Every single time that this thing has been put to a state, the pro-abortion side has won out. Of course, the overturn of Roe is what returned the power of these types of decisions to each individual state. We will, of course, work to get that graphic updated. I think we had some other propositions to get to as well, Andrew.
Yes, Austin, of course, we're tracking Florida Amendment 4. Like you said, that's the abortion referendum there. But both, according to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, both of these ballot questions have failed there.
So, like, they called New Mexico already. Still haven't called Georgia. Is anybody bothered by this? Why haven't they called Georgia yet? I'm still a little confused. Was it called New Mexico? Called Colorado. They called California. They called Oregon. They called Washington. They called all those. It's like Minnesota. Minnesota is a little dicey. So now it's 230 to 205. 230 to 205. It bothers me a little bit. Can't say I'm not particularly happy. With that. So they need to call Georgia here soon. Don't know what's going on in Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin. All important. PA got 81% of the votes counted in PA. Hopefully we can get that. That answer later. But why have they not called GA yet? I'm a little bothered by that. Don't really care about that. So let's go here. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep updating. I'm looking at Twitter. I'm looking at everything. What's up, Brass Goblin? I'm definitely going to stay up all night. Probably not on here, but I'll be up. Appreciate you joining in. I don't know what's going on, man. This not calling Georgia thing is bothering me. We got 91% of the votes. Should be more than that by now. Looks like they gave VA to Hyena. So, my state went blue. Like I said, I did my part here in VA. I really did. I tried for VA. So VA went to Mala the Hyena. Let's see. They're still talking about Senate, New Jersey. What's Arizona looking like? I think Trump went up another 0.1% in Arizona. So it's 49.8, 49.4. As far as the count, 50% of the count. I'm watching PA. PA has 81% of the votes counted. That's what I'm looking at right now. $51.4. 47.6. Like I said, I'm watching PA very closely. Fox is still talking about Senate. It's like Andy Kim, New Jersey, wins that Senate seat over in New Jersey. But I know my New Jersey peeps. I know you guys did what you needed to do. Shout out to my New Jersey peeps. I know you guys did it. I got about another 10 minutes with you guys. So hopefully they call something here soon. I really hope. Excuse me. We've been on here for a while. So I think I got about another 10 minutes with you guys. And we'll call it a night, at least on here. I don't know if I'll be sleeping, but at least I'll be off of here. But I'm just waiting. I am watching Pennsylvania like crazy. You guys are cool, man. Everybody that's having a drink, have a drink from me, please. Cheers. Cheers. Just like we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to get some answers. Like I said, hopefully nothing crazy happens after 12 o'clock, after midnight. Hopefully nothing crazy happens after midnight. So like I said, I'm a little nervous. I don't like this last second stuff or them taking too long to do stuff when they did it for one person, but they didn't do it for the other. Like, announce it already. We know what's going on, so just announce it. Just announce it already. I don't understand this lag. This is going on Fox. They're still talking about New Jersey Senate, Fox. So, I don't know, guys. But this has been very fun. It was fun. We've been going for almost 4 hours. We've been talking for almost 4 hours. I think it's the longest I've ever talked to y'all in one setting. It really is. I'm trying to see them just announce one more state. I can get out of here. See what Fox is talking about. They're still talking about nothing. Well, y'all, I still think we can get it done. Brass man, I'll see you, man. Yep. I see you, bro. Take care, man. Hopefully we don't wake up to nothing crazy. Because that's how they got us last time. Let's see what they're talking about on Fox.
Over Vice President Harris. Trump getting 8 electoral votes out of Louisiana. Louisiana staying in the red column here. Also, we do have more of these election results coming into the South Dakota here. 3 electoral votes going to Donald Trump here. This race just being called within the last couple of minutes here. We also have more, another Dakota here. We have a North Dakota race called there. So both Dakotas going into the Republican column for Donald Trump there. 3 electoral votes for Trump in North Dakota. Harris, of course, coming up short in this predominantly red state there in North Dakota. So moving on to Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska District 1. Nebraska is somewhat of an interesting, peculiar state in the way they count their electoral votes. It's not a winner-take-all state there. Harris up on Trump with around 31% of estimated votes counted, 57 to 42 there. And Austin Westfall joining me here in the Live Now newsroom as well, commenting, responding to some of these race calls and results coming in. We have Nebraska District 2. This is Omaha. That's that congressional district here. 1 electoral vote there is up for grabs. And Harris over Trump 61 to 38 there with 46% of estimated votes counted. Also Nebraska District 3, Trump over Harris. This is like the rest of Nebraska, central and western Nebraska here. And you see there 10% of estimated votes counted. Trump up on Harris, almost 2-1 there. So wanted to get in some of these numbers. Now, all of Nebraska has 5 electoral votes. Austin, let's talk about Nebraska here. Why does it all have 5 votes there?
Yeah, it's a little deceptive, Andrew. Basically, what we're talking about here is
I don't know what
2
happened.
of the electoral.
I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys. Stream got messed up. Okay. I'm going to give it about another 5 minutes or so. But thank you guys that's been here. Thank you guys that's been watching the whole time. You guys have been with me the whole time. This has been fun. It really has. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, but there's 672 people in here. This is the most I've ever had on my live stream. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for joining me. I really, really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I have fun. I enjoy interacting with y'all. Like I said, hit the link in the bio. You go to my YouTube page. You'll see that's where I cause chaos one truth at a time. You can hear my thoughts on various topics, but you know where I stand. I stand on the side of God, I stand on the side of Jesus Christ, and I stand on the right of what's right for us and what's good for our country. So go there, check out the page. I'd love to have you and love to interact with you there. More episodes are going to be coming out. Obviously, this is an important day, the most important day this year, the most important day in the past 4 years. So I hope everybody exercised their civic duty, went out and voted. But I think most of you that interact with me, for the most part, I think you guys all did what you needed to do. I tried to flip BA red myself, but fortunately that wasn't the case, but I tried. But everybody in all these battleground states and all these swing states, you guys are awesome. Well done. You guys went out there and let your voice be heard. And it's just a beautiful thing. I'm going to go ahead and say shout out to Georgians for getting it done. I'm going to say that now. You guys got it done. Even though they won't call it, I'm going to say that you guys got it done for sure. PA, I think that's just wow. That's a wild turn of events that I didn't see happening. But shout out to all my Pennsylvanians out there and for getting it done. You guys are awesome. They won't call it probably for a while. 83% of the votes accounted for. Trump is up 51.3 to 47.7. And in Georgia, 93% of the votes accounted for. Trump is up 50.8% to 48.5. I just don't know why they don't call that. It's like Minnesota is tripping. So that looks like it's going blue, but only 53% of the votes accounted for. Wisconsin 75% with 51.2%. And 47.3% going to Kamala. And in Michigan, we got 44% of the votes with Trump leading 51.7 to 46.5. Arizona still really tight. Trump's only about 0.4%, I think. So I won't leave it at that. With that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you much for being here. Hopefully, we don't wake up to something crazy in the morning. And hopefully we got enough full votes to go ahead and run away with this. So y'all stay safe, stay aware, stay vigilant. Please like, subscribe, and share to the podcast. Y'all pray for me as I pray for y'all. And keep God first. Stay safe. Peace.